Welcome back to FrankJavCee FM, the number one future funk vaporwave lo-fi hip hop pop radio station in the world. And I'm joined with my virtuoso, good friend of just like you're amazing. I can't even begin to like start with you. I wanted to say like dandy, danceable, things that start with D. Discoholic.
Hi, Frank. I'm excited to be here. I didn't expect you to smother me with so much praise. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to be here. And
You're a musical genius. And I don't throw that word around lightly. I've seen what you do with those keys. The way you tickle them keys really excites me as FrankJavCee's.
I got the keys right here. You can't hear it, but trust me. I do have to keep a piano near me at all times before I go crazy. I bought one for the living room as well, because pianos, they are furniture. People forget that it's a high-end piece of furniture, but a nice, decent electric upright isn't that expensive.
What was your first piano?
My first piano was it was an upright. No, it was a digital piano that my parents bought for me. They started me on piano lessons when I was 6 years old.
Nice.
And we had it kind of exposed me to the sounds of the late 80s and 90s because it was around that time. It was a Clavinova that was made in like the 90s. So already I was kind of getting a little, kind of that I get nostalgic for that kind of sound.
Yeah, the seed of the late 80s, early 90s was implanted early into your disco ball.
Even though I'm not really from that generation.
Yeah.
I was born in the very end of the 90s.
Yeah. I would consider you a 2000s kid. I feel like you had your youth in the 2000s.
That's true. I would you consider yourself a millennial?
Well, yeah, I'm a 92 baby. So like when I was in the womb, all that sound, the New Jack Swing sound is like deeply ingrained into me. Actually, I think I was scrolling through TikTok and I'm going through a Michael Jackson phase right now. Like every so often I'll just go through like a Michael Jackson, and his movie just came out. And
he's hot right now, yeah.
Remember the Time was playing on one of your posts, and I just had to like that's one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. Like it's 111 beats per minute, so like always like if I want to cool down a crowd, New Jack Swing and 111.
I do love starting sets out with New Jack Swing, kind of ease people into it. Not a lot of people in this scene like start out with hip hop or start out slower. Wizard of the Loneliness is one exception I think of that blows my mind. I remember seeing him at Flamingo Fest, and his set was one of the best.
Yeah.
But I love New Jack Swing. Cyan Blue, who we were actually talking about before we started rolling, kind of got me on Bobby Brown, and I was amazed at how smooth it was, how soulful it was, but it had an edge. It had that late 80s, early 90s huge drum sounds that the snare just it's so good. Jimmy Jam and what was it? Jam and Lewis, my favorite, probably my favorite producer duo. Michael Jackson, New Jack Swing, Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation, 1989.
I'm also into like Janet Jackson's like late 90s, early 2000s stuff. Like that has like a special place in my heart. And actually, like I was gonna say, some of the new production you've been putting out, like what's your new single, Sparkle On, gives me like very 2000s, like it's almost Pink Pantherist, but also like Janet Jackson in the Y2K era. Like there's just like these little flourishes I hear that just remind me of like that time.
You get it. Pink Pantherist has been dominating my ear holes lately. She dropped a new music video as of the date of this recording, May 8th. And she channels the 2000s that not a lot of other pop artists like her do. Yeah. And she's young. And I love Janet Jackson. She was like my top Spotify artist for a year. I saw her live. She's still got it.
How was that?
It was amazing. Probably the biggest show I've ever been. No, I saw Magdalena Bay last year. But like Janet Jackson was one of the biggest shows I've ever been to.
Yeah.
in a stadium. I went with my good friend. Zareen, who actually
Yeah, we met at MagFest.
Yes, Zareen's wonderful. She's very talented, very skilled. She for Discoholic, she designed the original logo. She's been with me for years. I'm very glad to know her.
What's it like being surrounded with so many talented artists? Like, I feel like your community is nothing but creativity.
Oh, it's I feel so lucky. It's wonderful. I think one of the greatest things an artist can do is inspire others to pursue artistry.
Yeah.
So I love doing this thing on Twitch where I DJ while others draw along live on a canvas together. And I've been doing that stream for like 3 years this year, and I love doing it. It's just, for one, it's a nice way to get fan art. That's a selfish way to look at it.
Yeah.
But also, you see people who come back to these drawing streams. You see these artists improve over every stream. And that is one of the most rewarding things you can see, is to watch someone help someone evolve their own skills over time. And that happens on so many levels, not just on that stream, but around people I know. Frank, I mean, you're a very talented producer. I am amazed at, you've inspired a lot of people to go into FL Studio. It is amazing what you've done. You still get people in your comments saying, "Oh my God, Frank, thank you for helping me pursue music."
You know what's funny is like if I look at my production, there is definitely an era where it's like before Discoholic and after Discoholic. And I don't know if you know this or not, because like pre-Discoholic is like very much like, because we met during quarantine. Do you remember the first time we met?
Yes, of course. We met at Pat Chennington's block party, an online Twitch music festival. We had a virtual green room in Discord. A lot of other vaporwave musicians were in there, which is kind of how I met a lot of you guys, how I got introduced to the scene.
Yeah, 2020. Quarantine was a very interesting time for just streaming in general. Like, that's
of course.
I feel like that's where I first found out about you, was just from that stream. And so, like, what I say your influence on my music was, like, I was able to have more fun with it, because, like, if you look, it's funny, like, I was going through like a dark era, like, post FL Studio threatening to sue me. So like all my music was psychedelic and dreamy. But then like after hanging out with y'all, I just became like more dance oriented, and there was definitely like a little bit more happiness. Like I find in your melodies and harmonies, there's so much joy. And like whenever I put on a Discoholic song, I'm always gonna have a good time, and that's something that like you inspired me to do. So like I don't know if you remember, but you helped me write like the bridge to If You Want My Love.
Yes, I was very honored that I was able to be a part of that song. I remember at the time I was like, I'm behind a FrankJavCee song. This is amazing. But I was gonna say, I did prepare a little bit for our talk, and I did write down some topics, and one of them was how we met, and one of them, and you're already hitting a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
but one thing I wanted to talk about was how you inspired me through, I mean, your live sets are a lot of fun. You always know how to get the crowd going. I've been saying this.
Thank you.
Work the crowd like no other. And that's the ultimate job of a DJ, is to work a crowd. And you always excel at that. You play a lot of, we keep coming back to the early 2000s nostalgia. You keep playing those early 2000s hits, and that really gets the crowd going. And yet you are able to inject your own personal flair, your own flavor of fun. You MC, you play the sax, which I still haven't seen anyone else in our scene do. You play. Not a lot of people know how to play instruments on stage like you do in our scene, much less a saxophone. So from one horn player to another, respect. I play trumpet.
Awesome. I remember you told me that you were were you in like orchestra and marching band and all that other good stuff?
I was a band kid. Yeah.
How was that for you? Because like I think we're like maybe like I want to say 7 years apart. So that's already like a generation where it's like when I was in marching band, it was like MySpace era. And I feel like when you were in marching band, was it already like memes?
That's interesting. Yeah, like when I think of band kids, I think of socially inept people who are really into memes. A lot of white people who are just, you know what I'm talking about. Was it not like that for you?
Well, I was from a mostly Hispanic neighborhood. So like it was very, well, it was like half Mexican, half Asian. And so like we did have like sprinkles of other people, but it was like very much like, at the time, I was obsessed with Lady Gaga, so I would learn like Lady Gaga songs on the sax.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember playing
Story of Undertale.
No, not that fucking Bad Romance. I remember we were playing fucking hell. I remember we were playing Bad Romance arranged for brass quintet.
Oh, that's sick.
We played a lot of choral hymns in brass quintet. And that's when I realized I felt the music, these hymns are actually healing.
Yeah,
There's something in that music that is truly spiritual on a songwriting level. Much less, they're literally written for like God and church and stuff.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite bits you do is when you dress up in the choir and you're just like, you have your own little choir. Like, I love that. That goes so hard.
Yeah. Speaking of high school, that's just me in my high school robe, like my graduation robe. Yes. But it does look like it does. You get it. It's supposed to look like a choir robe.
Do you have any good memories of like high school, just like performances that you can remember at the top of your head?
My favorite part of being in high school was probably being in pit orchestra, which is the orchestra in the pit of the stage that plays for musicals. For 4 years and all years of high school, I played keyboard. I played piano for our first production was for Hairspray, which kind of got me into that doo-wop Motown, a soulful sound. I like the movie too. John Travolta is really funny. Second year we did West Side Story, which was very, it sounds clunky almost. Like it sounds very, I don't know if you've heard the music for West Side Story, but it's very 50s for sure.
Yeah, I've seen like the stuff on YouTube. I haven't like sat down and watched it, but I know it's like the gangs, violence in New York,
the
like,
Jets and the Sharks. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you see a gang like snapping, that's probably a West Side Story reference. And then third year we did, oh my gosh, this was one of my favorites, The Wiz. Speaking of Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow in this basically black version of The Wizard of Oz. The movie, it's based on the original 70s musical, but the movie where Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow, Diana Ross plays Dorothy. I think Richard Pryor plays the Wizard.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't ever seen it, but I know that's where Michael met, what's his name? Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones.
That's how it starts.
Exactly. I didn't actually know that either until fairly recently, that's how they met on set. The movie isn't, well, it's fun. It's campy. The set design is it's a little spooky, actually. It's a little fever dreamy. It's very fever dreamy. But the Wiz, I remember, I still have muscle memory from playing for all these shows.
Yeah. And then what you do senior year?
Oh, senior year. We did Lin-Manuel Miranda's what the Dickens is it called? It's the
one with all the founding fathers.
No, not that one. No, we couldn't. If we scored that, our high school was not like that. We did not have a very flourishing arts program. No, we did really? In the Heights. Lin-Manuel Miranda's In the Heights.
I've never heard of that one. What was that about?
They did a movie with it. But it's about a Latin community in New York City on a very hot summer. The music is very fierce, very salsa-y.
So was it like salsa, Latin?
Oh my gosh!
Sort of stuff?
I'd never really played salsa piano before, but like it is a workout.
Yeah.
So many syncopated rhythms, so many octaves. It pulls your fingers in all kinds of directions at constantly.
It's so cool to see how like you developed all these skills. Like I could see like now that you're telling me all this, like I can hear it in your music. Is like all these different places like giving you experience as you're such like a young musician. Like I used to be in what is it, percussion pit, and I played the marimbas, and we did a Latin medley, and like for some reason that's still like ingrained in me. So it's like,
oh my gosh.
There's this one that went.
It sounds like The Incredibles.
I like when it gets like more and more distorted and it gets scarier.
Yeah. That's fucking meme. Fucking Mr. Incredibles meme. That's like 10 years old by now.
Speaking of 10 years old, like what were you doing 10 years ago? Because like your first album's almost 10 years old. How does that feel?
I was gonna say Discoholic started 10 years ago, and it feels surreal.
Yeah.
It feels like, well, I'm very lucky to not do it alone. My very good friend and collaborator and kind of manager, Michael Luttrell, is kind of more behind the scenes in the studio, but like you can hear his vocals, especially in the early days. But I'm very lucky that Michael Luttrell has stuck with Discoholic for all these years, for a decade. It feels like it's a miracle to survive for that long. How many other people can you think of that's been making music like we have for 10 years?
I interview them.
That's true. Yeah.
I actually saw a post. Do you know that there's like this old guy, Rick Beto?
Yes.
He was talking about how like only the wealthy can make music nowadays. And I was like, all of my friends are working class and we all make music.
Yeah, I saw your post about that, and I do agree. As long as you stick with it and you have the discipline to keep yourself in this game at a reasonable capacity, you will survive. And that's how I feel. I feel like nobody really knows what they're doing. Everyone's kind of stumbling along. Everyone's doing what everyone else is doing. Everyone's looking at each other. We're all in this together. We're all helping each other. You definitely helped me. I was going to say, like, meeting you, I mean, this was like 2020. So like, this was like, oh my gosh, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. We're completely different people. All the cells in our bodies are completely different now.
Oh my gosh. That's true. We are literally different people. But like playing live and just having fun with everyone in the live music scene, has encouraged my music to be more fun and be more club friendly.
Yeah. Like I want to talk about one of our first ever shows we did together was the Groove Continental show in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And I remember you had like big paper things that you would just like show the audience, and it was like I think Robot Rock, and you would like point out a rock.
Yeah.
Like, how do you come up with that? How did you travel with that? Did you print it out? Like, I still don't know like the logistics behind those, but somehow you'll show up and everything is like well thought out and you accomplish it.
You were behind the logistics for that show because because I asked you, "Hey Frank, I'm traveling to LA for Groove Continental. Can I ship these signs to you?" And you're like,
totally forgot. I remember because like as soon as you say that, I'm right by my closet where I remember I just put them in.
Yeah. I didn't take them home on the flight. No. But I haven't really done that since. That's a very Looney Tunes thing. To just be like, imagine like Wile E. Coyote holding up a yipe sign. That's the kind of energy I want to give off. I think of you say they're well thought out. I do plan a lot for my sets because I can't really see on stage. I can't really dynamically adjust myself like a lot of other DJs do and should do, is to be able to read the crowd. I can't do that. So I have to prepare a set and I have to rehearse it and make sure, I don't mess up, because I can't really see, especially back then, I couldn't really see in my helmet as much, and it's heavy. So I have to make sure the experience is good. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm rehearsing my set this much, I might as well, go the extra mile to rehearse other things that other DJs can't do, like print out signs. Like I remember speaking of Michael Jackson, I was playing Michael Jackson's Jam at that show, and I just had one of the signs I held up was Smucker's Jam, just a jar of Smucker's Jam. It's so stupid. I remember for Music Sounds Better With You, the song I played in there, I just printed out a huge sign that had a photo of a baby on it, because in the song they say, "Ooh, baby." That's it. I would just hold it up for that part. It's such a waste of money if you think about it, but you know what? A lot of the live experience is money down the drain. It's so expensive to be able to perform these shows, which is part of why it's a miracle to survive this long, especially if you're doing these shows, because they're expensive. Rick Beato, say what you want, but I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
If you want to be competitive in music, it does help to have parents who are oil barons to be able to finance what you're doing. And I will say my parents, they put me on piano lessons, and that's all they did. They did not expect me to do all this shit.
Yeah. So it just like from there, it just went. Well, one of my favorite things about your live act is how your movement is. It reminds me of like what's his name? Charlie Chaplin.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Have you ever seen the movie Hundreds of Beavers?
No.
Please watch it. I want you to watch it. Maybe watch it with a loved one. Watch it with a friend. But it's very much a modern take on those silent film, Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin era films.
Because I feel like if you get rid of the music and you just watch your stage presence, it's still entertaining. Like there's something about the movement, the dancing. Like you got moves, and like that's one of my favorite things is to watch you move. And also another favorite thing about watching you live is I love when the stage lights hits your head. You just shine. It's just
I remember the last show we'd played together at 618 in Chinatown in DC for that
it's on my channel. It's
show.
It's a charity stream.
Yes. I was very happy when I saw you upload that because that is one of the sets where I thought to myself, he's so fucking good. This guy's so fucking good.
And you know what's funny? Looking back at it, I'm like, I'm so trash.
Really? Well, we're our own worst critic. You and I know this.
Well, my new stuff is all Jersey Club. I'm all like,
and it hits. It fucking hits. What was I going to say? But yeah, at that show, you never really predict venue lighting. That's something you don't really coordinate as much unless you're like a bigger artist. But like, I have to be lucky and hope that the stage lights hit me in a specific way, so I look like the disco ball that's normally spinning on top of the ceiling is now DJing for you all, and like the disco ball's coming alive.
I like that. Have you ever just started spinning around really slowly?
Yeah, I have done that. But like it only works if the light hits you. Otherwise, you just
you're just T-posing. You're being a band kid.
Oh my god, a band kid. Sometimes I worry about coming off too band kid or too theater kid.
You shouldn't though, because like you have the right amount of balance where it's like it's entertainment and it's show business, and you're definitely showing. But I wanted to actually ask about your helmet. Like, how many iterations have you had?
So I am actually on my newest iteration as of like a couple months ago. I was working with a company that I found on Instagram who actually does a lot of Marshmello, a lot of Barely Alive, a lot of EDM rave helmets. And he has a lot of spherical shapes. So I hit him up and I was saying, hey, my current helmet that I got in 2024, I can't really see out of it. It's hard to hear out of it. It's heavy. What can we do about this? And the one I have right now is, oh my gosh, I can see out of that like it's a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, that's great.
It's amazing. I've talked about this a little bit, but my previous helmets, they had like a kaleidoscopic view, or they fogged up too easily. The breathability was not great, so I fogged up my visor within the first 5 minutes, unless I applied some anti-fog spray and hope it stuck. But I am on version 3, 4 of my helmet.
What was the first one like?
The first one wasn't. I never wore it on stage. It's purely used as a stunt helmet.
Okay.
But this was in 2019 when I tried to hollow out a disco ball, like a 16-inch diameter disco ball, and I couldn't get a visor done in time. So, but I did put a hard hat in it to kind of stabilize my head inside of it. Otherwise, like the head would just like dig into my shoulders. But I couldn't figure out a visor. So I hit up this Artzie company in the UK that had like this seamless looking disco ball, because that's what I wanted. I didn't want to look like it had a visor or a panel. I wanted it to look like a disco ball landed on my head one day, and that's why I am the way I am. Which presents a lot of issues, a lot of interesting challenges. First of all, like, how do you see out of that? And the answer is, I don't really. So the very first helmet was, I didn't even see. That's was insane. I couldn't even see out of it. So I just used it for videos and stunts, like stunts like showering with it, because like there's no electronics inside of this helmet like I do now. There's like a fan inside of my helmets. But
speaking of fans, do you remember when you played Brooklyn and you had a fever and I found you underneath the table the whole time?
Can we talk about how that show was my first kiss?
Yeah, we can. It's funny, actually. You collaborated with Sunny Loves, what's her
Vampire
name?
Loves Sunny.
Yeah, yes. Vampire Loves Sunny. They commented on one of my posts that's like, I heard you're gonna have someone on your next podcast. You should talk about their first kiss. And I was like, excuse me? I think you know too much.
Yeah, Vampire Loves Sunny. I love them. They're on Sparkle On. They sing on Sparkle On, and they're actually featured on the Discoholics Anonymous CD. They produced a City Pop remix for the 3rd anniversary of Discoholics Anonymous.
But yeah, do you want to tell your perspective of the story, and then I'll tell mine?
2022.
The big 22.
Yep, I just came off a cruise ship. And
that's where it always happens, huh? What's up with that?
We'll get to what happened. We'll get to what happened. I was with my cousins, and of like the 17 people in our group, I was the only one who bothered to mask. Guess who was the only one in our group to get COVID? Me. So
it was in the mask.
Timing's perfect.
Yeah.
So right after that cruise, I play with you at the 3rd tape swap around ElectroniCon 3,
which is now like crystallized in the documentary. Have you seen it?
Yes, it is. I was watching the live premiere of Nobody Here, the Vaporwave documentary by My Pet Flamingo, which was like 7 years in the making.
Yeah.
I was in the live chat and I saw myself. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Jump scare.
And I saw you. But what they didn't talk about in that documentary was how we kissed. And my lips were COVID lips.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cute little peck. So what happened was I was fanning you under the table. You went outside, you took your helmet off, and then you were like, thanks for fanning me. And you went like, and I was like, okay. And I went,
what? Mwah. I don't remember that. Wait, I leaned in for a kiss?
You went something, you were like puckered, and then I just went in and said, oh, I forgot what I said, but something along the lines of like, oh yeah, we could have a little kiss. And I went, mwah.
That's more like how I remember it.
Yeah. And then Sarah saw and screamed at me.
screamed at you. Maybe she knew that was my first kiss.
And I didn't even know. I just assumed it was just a cute little peck, because people love kissing me at shows. Like, I'm not saying like it's like unconsensual and they just like touch me, but there a lot of people be like, can I kiss your cheek? Can I get a little peck? And it's like interesting. I'll be like, okay. And yeah, that was the first disco kiss. But you were also sick with COVID, and I didn't get anything, thank God.
Yes, but Fiber and Sarah did, and we couldn't see Electronicon the next day. But that's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm glad. God's plan.
Yeah, God things happen for a reason sometimes. For all we knew, like if you three went, like I don't know, a piano would have fell on you.
Exactly. Some Looney Tunes ass shit.
But the funny part is about this is at my Econ 3 fit. Did you ever see my Econ 3 fit?
I'm trying to remember it.
It was the Zelda fit.
yeah, I remember with the headband, right?
Yeah. So the thing was, you made a comic where a fan's wearing the Zelda fit and says, "Can I have a kiss?" And that's why I was like, "Is this based on a true story?"
No. I was like, what's a funny outfit I can draw this freak in?
I mean, if you're wearing that outfit, you're a bit freaky.
Funny. I mean, no. I mean, your outfit is a meme. Like it's not your original outfit. It is based on a very funny like band Triforce t-shirt.
But that was like my cosplay. Actually, at Econ 4, had I got my way, I was gonna paint my body white and show up as a marble statue.
That looking like Bobby Shmurda.
But the thing is, like, I was like scared because, like,
Yeah, I understand completely. I love the idea. I gotta say, I love the idea.
But no, I didn't want to like get like paint all over the place. Okay, so I see that thing that says, "Hi Frank, if you could read this, say," but I don't know what the last word is. It's like blurry enough that I can't read it. It looks like it says "dorb."
Exactly.
Okay, what does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything.
Okay, that's a good one. It's like an orb with a D.
Yeah. Oh. I didn't even realize that. It's all connected, Madame Web.
I was gonna say, so I know your first ever CD you ever owned was Discovery. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
Who told you that?
The internet.
What? That would have been a really cool first CD. I think my first CD was probably in like second grade. We had an assembly and a musical comedian came in.
Really?
Bar, and he was just giving out CDs to like our class. I took one home. And I remember listening to it. And I was like, whoa, this is... And just like reading the liner notes and just being able to like kind of touch like a form of this music. And I was like, ooh, the back of the CD. Wow. And then this has music and I'm playing it and it's mine. That's cool. CDs are awesome, man.
Do you have any CDs that I could take off your hands?
No. I do have this Fin CD, which is a video game. Have you heard of Fin?
No. What is that? It sounds Finnish.
It's by Fujitsu. It's basically... Well, this came out when Tamagotchi was hot. It's a virtual desktop pet. And it comes on 2 CD-ROMs. And Fin is like a dolphin bird kind of hybrid. And
so is it like that little like purple orangutan people used to download and he just like sits on your desktop and sells stuff?
Yeah. It's like that, but like it's like an actual game. Instead of just like a desktop widget. It's very cool. I played it on stream once. It was a little scary, but it was very...
Really?
It was strange. It was dreamy.
Yeah.
I would say that. A lot of stuff in the 90s had a dreamy aura.
Yeah. Like, have you ever heard of the song Club Bazaar?
Club Bazaar by who?
Okay, yeah, I need to send it to you, but the video is so like 1995 Germany, and it's like it has a very beautiful vocal in it that's like... I don't know. I just have to show it to you, but you'll totally like. It's totally that dreamy aesthetic, but also like club kid culture, Club Bazaar. I've been trying to make like an edit of it so I could play it.
Well, I wonder why things were like that in the 90s.
You know what's funny is like I'm super into astrology right now, and like I think it's just because the way the planets were, but like that's my only answer to that.
That could, you know what? That could very well be the answer.
Because the way the planets are, is like the same way it was in 96 for some reason, because that's the Saturn return. So like when you turn 30, like that's when you become an adult, but that's also like you return it. I know a lot of weird stuff about the spheres of like the the planets, the way they move, because it's very musical. Like if you actually like look up like the planets, like as they go around, they follow harmonies. Like the way it spins and everything is like a intergalactic harmony.
Do you think then who's that guy with the telescope? Aristotle? No, not Aristotle. Galileo. Do you think he was low key a musician?
Probably, because music is all about ratios and frequencies and stuff.
Math is music. Math is numbers harmonize.
Yeah. Are you good at math?
A long time ago. No. My roommate's a math minor, so I could probably pick his brain if I needed any math tasks, but are you good at math?
I got a 5 on my AP Calc exam.
Wow.
But like I'm into theoretical math too. Like I'm really into Mandelbrot sets. You ever like look at Mandelbrots?
They're pretty to look at. They're like they're like in a spiral, aren't they?
Yeah, like, the fractals and stuff. Like sometimes I'll get like really high and just like look at like geometry, because like I don't know if I have dyslexia. I think I got it from my dad, but when you close your eyes, do you see like patterns or colors or anything?
My eyes are closed.
Do you see anything?
I see the bloom from the ring light at my desk. But I know what you mean. I can very easily imagine like a lightning hitting a tree, and
I see like purple lightning trees that go on forever, and sometimes they'll spiral in on each other and dance.
It makes me think of like lightning. You see those lightning scars on people?
Yeah.
And looking at the patterns on that is a little grotesque, but it's also very fascinating.
Yeah, I love fractals and like just like little things, because it's oddly musical. Like music to me is a pattern. Like one of my favorite things that you do on social media is you show off your projects and you show like all the MIDI and all the patterns and stuff. Like, how do you see music?
Let's see. I see music as layers. I mean, when I think of music, I probably think of like I think of that's a good question. I see a music video. I see people playing each instrument. I see a band. I see layers of the song coming together separately and then together. It's like a factory.
Yeah.
I'm going in my mind palace.
Yeah.
I'm seeing wonderful things. I'm seeing people at work. It's abstract. It's like that SpongeBob episode where there's multiple versions of him inside the brain, but like it doesn't end in the fire.
Yeah.
How do you imagine it?
For me, I feel like it's an illusion. Like the music that exists in my head isn't created, so I'm very physical. Like it needs to be created. But like the way I visualize music, like one of the things that I was gonna say about your music is I love that you have a lot of like rises into, or like arpeggios go like da 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 da, or like strings that go up, and you have a lot of like little trinkets and little like stuff that like goes around like the ears. It's like ear candy, and you could feel like there's all this like texture, and I feel like you were talking about the layers, and like have you ever seen those MIDI, like it's like little like instruments being played, and like I would love to see your music MIDified into like just this giant MIDI orchestra.
MIDI jam. I love MIDI jam. I was thinking about some Anna music type shit, man. Remember Anna music?
Yeah.
That's so,
because your music is so animated that I feel like it would just do well with all of that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I know that you got it exactly right. I do try to put in as much ear candy as I can. Sometimes I think it's overwhelming. I think one of the hardest things to do as an artist is to pull back. I feel a need to pull back because I feel like the way I approach making music is like, I have a loop, I have these chords, and I keep on adding these instruments and elements to this one loop until it sounds perfect. And there's one part of me that's like, stop adding things, move on to the next section.
Yeah.
But the other part of me is like, but it's rewarding to listen to. It's rewarding to put on repeat this way, putting all these textures and elements and making it just fun to listen to, making it dynamic, making it lively. So I'm glad you caught on to that. I do want it to feel lively and dynamic and fun, like it's living and breathing as you play it.
That's great. What are your favorite VSTs to use?
Ooh. Okay. Roll. Oh, I was hot. You know Seth Nova?
Yeah, of course.
Seth Nova. Wow. He came into the future funk scene with this brilliant Michael Jackson-y single called Real Love. And he's in that 80s mind space right from the get-go in 2019. And now he's got so much retro analog kind of MIDI kind of rompler gear.
Yeah,
a lot of old Yamaha, Korg, Roland synth modules. And please, if you're listening to this, check out his album Eternal Heartbreak. I believe it came out in 2022. It's a fantastic album if you're a fan of that late 80s, early 90s Janet Jackson kind of pop, synth pop. He channels it perfectly. You could call it, the kids call it digital fusion. Trendy also has his very cool album Virtuoso 2023. But I was very inspired. What was the question again?
Oh, just your favorite VST.
My favorite VST. Okay. Okay. This one I got. Okay. It was inspired by him. I asked Seth Nova, I love how you used this kind of 80s chorusy guitar on this song. How did you do it? And, musicians, we got to stick together. There's no shame in asking a fellow musician how you did something, because we're all in this together. And if somebody asked me for my favorite VST, I'll be like, oh! So I'm sharing with you one of my favorite VSTs that I got to know very recently that I bought off Sweetwater.
Did they call you afterwards?
Yes, they did. Oh my gosh! If you know about the Sweetwater, great customer service. I experienced this for the first time with this plugin that I'm about to reveal to you. Roland SRX World.
You know what's funny is I recently got all the Roland stuff because it's all just digital. Like you could just download it now.
Oh yeah, do you have the Roland Cloud subscription?
The Roland Cloud subscription, and I've just been playing with like everything. My favorite one is the Juno right now because like the Juno gives like really like pretty ARPs. And I know like on Thriller they had a lot of Juno on there. So that's like kind of what I'm trying to get is like this padded. And then like I learned a lot about like the bass lines because I was like, how did they do the bass lines? And apparently it was Randy Jackson of like American Idol fame. And he would just like use one finger.
If it works, it works. That's, it's stories like that make you realize nobody knows what they're doing. This fucker who was on American Idol is just playing this bass with one hand. Yeah. Meanwhile, a lot of people, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 people who just overlook a bass line and they just try to play it and they spend, but here's this motherfucker playing it with one hand. I like the Roland D50. I don't have the Roland Cloud subscription. I just buy lifetime keys because I keep them for life, and it's probably cheaper that way because the last time I bought from Roland was probably like 5-6 years ago. So like I don't use it that often. I
so close to being like 6, 7.
Sorry. Contact.
Yeah, I love Contact.
Contact saved my life. Hardest thing to pirate, first of all. I will say, I pirated it when it was like Contact 12 or something, or 10, 11, and it came on like 50 different ISO files.
Oh my god!
That you had to mount. It was a pain to install, but like once I got it working,
you got everything. Like, was it everything?
Pretty much everything. But now I pay for like a good little boy.
Yes, I am. Because they will get your ass.
They will get your ass, yeah. Session strings, Scarby J bass, Scarby MM bass, session horns as well.
Yeah, Contact is good for like realistic sounding recordings.
Yes. I believe Charlie Puth used a Contact flute for No, I think he used a contact flute or something on one of his. I think on Attention.
Yeah.
Anyways, Charlie Puth, I do like his stuff. A lot of
I like his stuff too. I like that song too. I haven't heard his new stuff.
His new album is very Peter Gabriel. It's very.
Ooh.
He did cite Sonic like low key as one of his influences on Twitter, like Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn. And I'm like, he just like me for real. Sonic music, man.
I love geeking out about this sort of stuff because that's like we're as musicians. Sometimes we're all just cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're all in this together.
Have I ever told you what I want? What if I ever come back to YouTube on my main channel? The tutorial I want to do is New Jack Swing.
I'm there seated
because
I'm there.
Nobody really talks about it, and I've looked at other tutorials, and it's like there isn't a lot of like. To me, it's like the only genre that only existed in that time, and then it was just gone, because of the technological constraints.
It's a very dated sounding genre, but I wish more people tapped into it after Bruno Mars dropped 24 Karat Magic. Have you heard his new album, Bruno Mars?
I haven't heard the new one yet. Is it good? Do you like it? What would you rate it? Love it? Hate it?
It's like, in some ways, it feels like a watered down Silk Sonic. Like he does that same kind of Motown 60s, 70s soul sound. But like Anderson .Paak, you got to get Anderson .Paak if you want to pursue that.
Yeah,
I think fans of classic Bruno, like doo-wops and hooligans, might like it more than I do. But my favorite Bruno Mars album is 24 Karat Magic because he brought New Jack Swing to the masses. And the production on that album, Finesse. Oh my gosh, 24 Karat Magic. What other songs are there on that album?
Actually, I have a question about just where you're from in general. Okay. Do you talk about like how you're like in the DC area?
Yeah, I do. I actually, have you heard of go-go music?
That's one of the things I want to talk about. Have you heard of Quiet Storm?
Yes, Quiet Storm, the genre. Yes.
Yeah. Didn't it get started?
DJ. Yes.
Yeah. So has that what's go-go music though?
Go-go music, I would say, I have a script drafted out for a video.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm seated.
But go-go music, it's very black. It's very compared to other regional genres. It's a little underground. Like if you look up go-go music on Spotify, you will not find a lot of good quality recordings. That's the kind of level of underground we're working with here.
Yeah.
But I look at it in terms of disco. I look at it as a brief rival of disco music in the 80s because it's a lot of funk and soul, but it's played with live instruments, live horns, a very specific specific kind of conga bongo percussion pattern. And like disco music, it doesn't stop. It's all seamless. They do not stop playing at any point. The music just keeps going. And a lot of go-go bands, a lot of go-go music is covers of existing Soul Train era songs. But sometimes it's just kind of whatever. There's a really good Avril Lavigne cover by a go-go band. What song is that? But Avril Lavigne, what's her biggest song? I think it's a cover of that.
I know there's Skater Boy, but I know she has like a bunch of ballads. Like
yeah,
I think to make it as like a established artist, you have to make sure you have a ballad go number one. Like I feel like once you get like a slow jam, like you could just be whatever.
It's part of the culture. It's especially if you're doing disco music, if you're doing music that has roots and that has black roots. I think you definitely have to do a Quiet Storm. You definitely have to do a slow jam. It's something I've actually thought about today, so I'm glad you brought it up. We are on similar wavelengths here. I've never felt like I never understood anything from you. I feel like we talk the same language.
Yeah, it's from being tapped in low key. Like, you know, I'm into like spirituality and stuff. I low key think music is telepathy. And like when you're on the same wavelength as someone, that's how you groove and that's how you harmonize. That's how you make, because like my big like mystical thing right now is I don't think we make music, music makes us. It's the other way around. We're the instruments and music is coming out of us.
Yes, music is coming out of me. Oh my gosh. No, you're so right. I'm so compelled by the music. I have. Okay, sorry.
I just love that you have all that. Do you remember when we were at the SpongeBob rave and you like hit the cowbell in the what's it called, the garage till it exploded?
It didn't explode. Yo, somebody stole my cowbell from a show. It was at I2K.
Oh,
like,
damn.
I gave it to the crowd and I forgot to ask for it back.
I forget my USBs all the time. I'll do a gig and then I forget and then it's just gone.
Fuck, dude. Since the last time, I think this is the last time we saw each other. When we played in New York for Tape Swap 4, I remember I couldn't find my USB on stage. I forgot to plug it out after I was done. And so during the last set, during Pizza Hotline set, really nice guy, by the way, great music. He's got, Pizza Hotline. He's got music out for a video game right now. You should check that out. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I felt so bad because like we were preparing to leave and like I had to like awkwardly like go behind him and like look for my USB. If you're listening to this, Pizza Hotline, it's all good, right? You can forgive me. But anyways, I couldn't find it, so I don't know if you do this, but I put a tracker on my keys, on my keychain that has the USB. Mm-hmm. So that won't happen again. It turns out it was wedged between between the table and like the wall or something. It was so
weird.
Stupid.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be different. You're like, so I tracked my lost USB and I found it in London. And I was going to be like,
oh, no. Oh, that would be, you've got a creative mind. I like you. Mm-hmm. What's your name? Okay. I'm Disco. But yeah, no, losing USBs, that is a very real problem. And if you're listening to this and you're getting into DJing, just know that USBs, it helps a lot if you have a backup. Go to Micro Center. They have USB sticks, cheap, 128 gigs. You can get it for like $10 or something. That's a lot of storage. That's a lot of MP3s.
That's what I've been doing, is just buying storage. Like I have so many USBs because I lose them, but I also like been making backups and stuff. I lost the one I did in Chicago and like I still have no idea where it is. Like I just had to get a new one. So someone out there has like 60 gigs of music.
Hey, you know what? 60 gigs of music, that's something the Spotify subscription can't touch.
And a lot of them are edits too.
Well, you have backups of those edits,
I future funk like all my like 90s Euro house. Like yes, I put a sidechain kick on Sandstorm.
And it fucking works. It goes crazy. Everyone loves everyone loves a Sandstorm.
You know, I wanted to bring up, do you remember when we did the show in DC together when everyone played a junior senior remix, but everyone did a different one?
Did I play a junior senior remix?
Yeah, it was Move Your Feet. We every DJ played a Move Your Feet remix, but it was never the same. Like everyone did it, but it was different. Good. That's a great song. Early 2000s. The music video for that is very fun. It's like WarioWare. The early 2000s. Can we talk about like the fashion in the early 2000s and the aesthetics? It was a good time because I feel like music was still being bought and sold right before the digital revolution kind of watered it down.
Yes.
I do think that there was, we're just going through motions, but in the early 2000s, particularly with music, especially dance music, it was like we had the disco renaissance where everyone was dancing again.
Mm-hmm. The new disco renaissance. People were wearing bell bottoms again, like it's the 70s. There was this there was like Austin Powers was cool.
You know what it is though?
What?
It's because all the kids that were born in the 70s, like growing up with that nostalgia, were old enough to have their own creative output.
And it's happening again.
Yeah, so the kids born in the 2000s are now slowly getting their own, like, look at us. We're doing it. We're influencing the world.
Yeah, we're very influenced by the early 2000s and a lot of our formative years, a lot of years where we just ingested and took in everything around us. When in it's incredible because like this isn't an isolated thing. It always happens throughout human history. We have had nostalgia. Do you think cavemen discovering fire was like, I miss when shit was dark? Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the other caveman's named Ugh. Mm-hmm. But like, it's in cycles, nostalgia cycle. But I didn't realize what you just said. People growing up back then now have the creative means to act upon this nostalgia and put it in the world. I think that's it. I think that's a big part of why the nostalgia cycle happens. We get old enough, we get more experience, and we remember and we yearn for the old days.
And I mean, the number one like example within our like subgenre is vaporwave going from 80s to drum and bass.
Yes, very good. Yes. That's something they call it. The kids call it Vaporwave Zero.
Mm-hmm. I've heard Vaporbreaks. I used to call it PSX.
PSX, yeah. Sam Waiton, New Foray, Rally House, early 2000s PSX energy. I like it. I'm enjoying it, and it sounds good. Man, Luxury Noise has some great vapor breaks. I will say a Hero, Simple Syrup, Van Gogh. Every time I'm at one of their sets, I just vibe.
Yeah, Jungle, I love those vibes.
Jungle, Breaks, just Neuro. Those are all genres. But that kind of sphere. I don't normally listen to it. But when that Pichet Studio set 1996 comes on, I get the appeal. I get it. It's so dreamy. I get lost in it. I
mean, there are some things that are for studio and some things that are for live. And like I like playing between both worlds. Like I love music in my headphones, but I also love music where like it rattles your entire clothes.
You know what? Yes. That is something I have been very much conscious of. Before I met you, before I started playing live, my music was very much for the studio, very much for the headphones, because like I'd never played a show. I don't really attend shows. But when I started being at shows, dancing at shows, playing at shows, being in a club atmosphere, being able to dance along with your friends, dance along to music, have fun, just unload all your stress. It is one of the most human experiences you can have. It is one of the most rewarding experiences you will ever have. People who listen to future funk, I think future funk is a very online genre. I think a lot of it, despite its origins as a dance floor genre, it feels like online disco French house for weebs, for incels, for people who don't go out. And you can tell because like some future funk, a lot of club classics, they have extended edits. A lot of DJs put out extended edits of their songs. And what you'll hear in a club is extended versions of music. Stuff that goes on for 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Because you wouldn't enjoy that as much if you're just listening to it at home with headphones on. It's made for the club. It's made for your body to engage with. Otherwise, there's nothing like closing your eyes and just listening to music. But it's another thing to engage your body, to listen to the music with your ears.
Are or even just listen to it with people. Actually, there was this one band, and I think I even texted it to you because I was just like, I would love to see you at this level, but I don't know how to pronounce their name right. It's like Debule. Debule.
I was listening to him on the way here. Yeah.
I saw his live band.
You did?
Yeah, in San Francisco, and I sent you a video where I was like, I want you to be like this one day.
Oh, man. Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I love that guy. He was actually one of the first concerts I went to was Breakbot, Irfane, Dabo, and Eau Claire was opening for them, local DC DJ. I like how cheeky he is. He's very cheeky. He's fun. I like that. Can we talk about our favorite fun musicians? Because he's a great example. I would say Tupperware Remix Party. They're like disco Power Rangers.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, Twerp.
Twerp. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen them. Honestly, like when I saw Twerp, I felt like I was watching like a Chuck E. Cheese, like, you know, that animatronic. You know who also has the exact same energy? I saw what's his name? The Living Tombstone.
Yeah.
And they all had like light up suits. And that was like the first time like there was a bunch of like teenagers. And as soon as they played like all like the video game songs, I never heard any, like in my entire life just a sea of people being like, I'm already Tracer. And it was so beautiful.
You know what? As cringe as that may come off, that is a very human experience and it is very rewarding. I love live music. I love live shows. I wish I was able to go out to them more often, but I'm really glad I can.
Would you consider yourself a social person, or is it like very much internet? Like you understand how to socialize on the internet?
I grew up very internet. I'm becoming less online.
Yeah.
I'm trying to become more sociable, and meeting you and playing live and just being out and about more often provides these opportunities to unplug and realize stuff that I experienced on the internet just means so little in the real world. So much beef we engage with, so much that we think is important to us. If you log off and touch grass, you'll realize, oh my God.
The world's so beautiful.
The world is beautiful.
One of my favorite memories with you is at the SpongeBob rave, and he had like a little hat with a spinner on it, and you were just like spinning it, headbanging.
Yeah, yes. I was in the front row, and I was leaning my head back, and I was spinning it, and people spun it.
Yeah,
you know, I was encouraging them to spin it. That's something you can't really get on a Twitch show. As wonderful as Twitch is, there are some things in real life that you just have to experience for yourself.
What was it like? Because like I remember I used to watch your streams on the early days. Like I remember when you first started, I felt like sometimes the audience was torturing you. Do you still feel like that sometimes?
Less so often, but yeah, no, that's you know what? It's fun. It's zany. Being able to tase me on stream is something that still happens. But like I think Twitch shows the Twitch experience gives another opportunity to experience things that you can experience in real life. Like, you know, being able to interact with your fans, being able to draw with your fans, stuff that isn't easily something you can't easily do in real life.
Yeah. You can have like 150 people in a room and be like, let's all draw together.
Yeah, no, that sounds like fucking college. But like being able to like interact with the show and do things to me, like throwing tomatoes or like zapping me or making me take off my pants. That's something I really can't do on stage. So I think
it's like a virtual.
You can, yes. But like
you'd have to like set it all up though. It has to be like something that's you go into and like this is what happens. But I feel like in the DJ realm, it's like a lot of people go to events rather than like. I feel like with you though, you could probably get away with like this is a disco because you know it's funny. I was talking to a friend of just both of us, ICIC in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she brought her friends with her, and one of the friends
we saw her.
At the show, but her friend was like, oh yeah, I think I saw you at the Discoholic show, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. But I was like, I played that show too.
Well, that was kind of insane. Michael Luttrell was there. He'd never seen a Discoholic show before, but it wasn't a Discoholic show. It was a Super Dream Deluxe show featuring. It had Van Gogh, a hero,
Van Gogh, me, you, Vapor, and I feel like I'm missing someone else.
That was a great show.
That was an amazing show. We went to go see the Trump Tower together.
We went on the Architecture River boat tour. That was really nice.
My favorite moment was when like these girls were talking and a British guy got annoyed by them. He's like, "Excuse me, ladies, but can you please quiet down?"
Wait, that happened on the cruise?
Yeah, I was really drunk and I remember that happened. The girls like kind of got like,
oh my gosh. Quiet. No, I did have a little bit of booze on that cruise.
Yeah, we were like, we all got like drinks, and I remember that was like a moment where I'm like, I feel so awkward. I just want to look at a building. Actually, that trip is in like my visualizers because I do this thing where I love filming buildings, and like it's part of my visuals for if I like,
beautiful buildings.
Stuff. Yeah,
beautiful. I love
buildings. Chicago. Have you traveled a lot recently?
Not as much this year. Well, I do travel more often to see my partner. Mm-hmm. They are not from America, so we do fly out.
What's it like international?
I've never played international, but like it's nice.
How's the phone situation? That's my big thing. Like, I don't want to get like a phone bill that's like $800 because I opened up like Twitter.
I would get an eSIM. These days, you don't even have to buy a physical SIM card. You can get an eSIM and have it preloaded with 20 gigs of data. But like, get a travel card first of all if you can.
See, this is ball because I don't know any of that. Like, I need to learn this.
Get a travel card because it costs less than you think.
Yeah.
And you get global entry and or TSA pre-check, which gets you through lines faster. You get to hang out at airline lounges for less money, and they give you free food, Yippee. Essentially. And you have a separate card you can expense and tell the IRS, hey, this card was used for for business.
Yeah.
And having it all on one card is it's so headache reducing. It saves your life at tax season.
Awesome. I like the idea of like having a card that just does everything so that I could go to a Discopolis.
Yeah, Discopolis card. A postcard from the city. I wish, Discopolis, Sparkle On was initially conceived as a sequel, part of a sequel to Discopolis. It was supposed to be the runways of Discopolis as part of an album called Welcome Back, Discopolis. Hey, you were part of the original album as a bonus track. You played sax in busking in Discopolis.
And then I like the little coin, and I'm like, thanks.
Thank you. Yes. that kind of little detail, that was a very world building, kind of very fun release. So I'm glad we didn't go with that idea, making Sparkle On, what is now Sparkle On, a sequel to that, because I don't like remakes and doing sequels. I prefer to invest in more original concepts.
Well, do you remember the song I Want to Write for You called License to Boogie?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I was like, because like I don't have my driver's license yet, but I was like thinking about getting my driver's license, but then I thought like, how crazy would it be if you had a license to boogie, and that was like the whole concept was getting a license so you could dance.
I remember you telling me about this idea at I2K, license to boogie. I feel like John had the same idea.
No, he stole it from me. Oh. I gave it to him.
Oh, you dirty dog.
I mean, he didn't steal it. He sampled,
Sample, yeah. No, that's what they call stealing.
He stretched it out in the timeline without, keying it.
Yeah, man.
Have you sampled?
Yeah, I sample. In nerdy ways. Sparkle On has a Parappa the Rapper 2 sample. That's very well hidden in it.
Ooh.
But I have started sampling more often. I'm getting into that club sound and a lot of club music, just samples.
I interpolate. That's like my thing. Yeah.
That's very good for
like I
copyright.
learn bass lines and grooves and melodies, and like I feel like every time I learn a new melody, it like downloads in me and I gain more experience.
Have you ever, if you were to do a cover album, if you were to release a cover album, what would be the songs you would love to cover?
It's funny you say that because I have thought about it. It was gonna be like Under the Covers with FrankJavCee, and like it's me in bed. Because I don't know if it's like some subconscious thing, but I actually write a lot of songs where I say I'm in bed.
Yo, what?
Yeah, so like some of my songs I'll be like, oh, I'm sleeping, or like I'm in bed, or like let's get under the covers. And it's like I always sing about being in bed a lot. I don't know why, but it would be like, all the DJ songs I play, like Better Off Alone is one that I have. Did you know like the Australian show where you go on like a radio show and you have to cover a song?
Oh no.
It's called like, I forgot what it's called, like something radio, but you have to do a cover. Like that's the whole point of it.
Hell
and
yeah.
I would cover Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Ooh, wow. I would be very
Have we
interested.
ever gone karaokeing together?
I feel like we've tried at least. But I'm actually going to karaoke tomorrow. That was part of why I was a little late to this call. I was booking last second karaoke for tomorrow.
No, that's totally fine. Like I have a karaoke routine. Like my favorite is Fly Me to the Moon. Like that one is just a banger. And like I found out my voice is more baritone than tenor. So I could hold like really sustained notes. And like to be another Frank, that's all I do is sing Frank Sinatra. But I also do Ed Sheeran. I do A Shape of You. That one's a fun one to do. It's very percussive. I recently did it's like karaoke at the club, and I did Party Rock Anthem, and everyone turned up.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I should write that down. I should do that. Party rockers in the house tonight.
You know what's funny? I actually go. I've karaokeed a lot with Fiber in LA. Whenever they're out here in LA, we usually just do karaoke.
Oh fuck yeah! Did you do Party Rock with them?
Mm-hmm. And then we also did like who was it? Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm literally writing this down. I'm doing this tomorrow, and I will let you know how.
And then I forgot which one it was. Someone did like Neo, Grab Somebody, Sex. No, that's Usher. Tell him, hey, I mean,
Usher. Oh.
Let's see. What are other karaoke songs that are fun? Because like the thing is like getting everyone to sing with you, because it doesn't matter. It's like you turn into a party. You know what I mean?
Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a tired choice, but I stick by it. It's a
banger. I saw a video recently where a guy went through the stems, and it's like really interesting to see how they did it.
It's an opera. It's a whole opera, and uncovering it is like opening the sheet music to an aria and seeing all the parts laid out and so delicately and so intricately.
Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
I'll try to send it to you if I remember, but it's like, what's his name? Freddie Mercury was just like, yeah, just follow my voice. And it's all recorded through his voice. Like he had a melody in his like head that he just like printed. And then like for the rock parts, that's when they bring everyone in together and play along to it. But most of it's just him being like, I want this to do this and this to do that. And then like, the part where it's like, Magnifico. Yeah. He recorded like each individual take, but without a metronome to give it like a weird trippy feeling.
It does. Wow. Michael Jackson is the same way, where he can just sing a melody. JK from Jamiroquai, I believe, is the same way. He doesn't play any instruments. I don't think Michael Jackson plays any instruments.
Does Freddie? His body was an instrument. Exactly. Freddie played the piano.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but still being able to just conjure melodies and be able to arrange a song in your head, that is a superpower. Yeah. And I strive to reach that level. A lot of people focus on the controversies behind an artist, like Michael Jackson, for instance. Yeah. But if you listen to Michael Jackson stems, the songs are genius, undeniably genius.
I mean, he sang his whole life. That's all he knew. Like ever since he was a kid, that's kind of all he could do. And
I didn't watch Michael, the movie, but I did rewatch. I showed my partner Janet Jackson, the documentary. Mm-hmm. And I think they thought that was better than the movie. They thought the movie was messy. Have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't yet. I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with Michael Jackson, but I'm also like I kind of don't want to say because I've heard like mixed things. Like I read his autobiography that he wrote in like the late 80s. It was really interesting to see like some of the things he would say, like when he was like, I don't know, like 9, playing like nightclubs and then seeing like, burlesque dancers and like, the drug life and prostitutes, and like it was like interesting. He's like 9 and just seeing all that.
I remember in Chicago in the Airbnb, you were showing me the series that's like behind the music.
Oh yeah, it was it's fun. I was trying to show Zico, but like they got rid of it for like TV. You could only watch it on your phone. It was called Tales from the Tour Bus by Mike Judge, the creator of King of the Hill.
Yes, Tales from the Tour Bus. And I still remember that. I remember actually being fascinated until we started watching Tim and Eric Awesome Show on the Airbnb TV, and I was laughing my ass off.
That was like do you remember when they stole our McDonald's order? Like I ordered everyone burgers and then like I went outside and I'm like, the burgers are gone.
I don't remember that.
I just so sad.
I remember that was can I talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
The first time you...
Yeah, I did things that made me very, very wired.
Yeah, no, I was out like a light. I was in bed. Good night. After watching Tim and Eric while you guys
left. I want to say like I was the first person to leave. Yeah, I think like when you went to sleep, I left like at 5 a.m. Like that's why I was like, well, time to leave.
Yeah, no, I was probably very asleep by then.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know everyone locked up. Like, everyone was an adult and cleaned up and stuff. But I remember I was like, well, I gotta go. Bye. Because my flight was just super early because I wanted to sleep on the plane. But you know what's funny about that trip is I actually sat next to this like really beautiful older woman. She was like maybe in her 70s. And she was apparently like an architect. And she was going to LA because she was like giving her architecture firm to her kids or something. Whoa. And like it was an interesting conversation because like I just complimented her dress. I was like, oh, I really like your dress. And she's like, I really like your aesthetic as well. Like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a saxophonist. And luckily, because we had played the show, I was showing her like all the footage I got of it. And she's like, you have such a distinct visual style. I went to school in Italy in like the 60s. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow. Okay. Lore. I never really strike up conversation on flights. I usually just keep to myself.
Yeah. I don't know. People like bumping into me. One of my things about being pure of heart and soul is children love touching me and animals love touching me. So if I'm like sitting at an airplane, like the kids will just like grab my leg, or like a dog will like start sniffing me and licking me, and I'm like, stop.
And then they start licking and sniffing each other, the kids, and then
and it's like, stop. This is how you get germs.
You know what? Some kids are cute, but most kids are like awful.
Yeah,
I do not like kids. You know,
I kind of want to have 5 kids and create the Frank 5.
Whoa, the JavCee 5.
Yeah,
FrankJav 5. Frank
and
5.
You know, they all play instruments. They all have perfect pitch. That's one thing that I never got. You have perfect pitch, right?
Stop. Yes, I do.
What's that like?
It's very handy when I want to change the pitch of a sample to match the key of a song. Mm-hmm. It's very handy when I want to pitch up or down a melody. It's very handy when I want to replay something I just heard, especially. Making references and interpolating. But like you can get perfect pitch.
I've heard that it's like a muscle, but how did you get it? Like I heard like if you study it when you're young, it's kind of like with you like a language.
Doing a lot of ear training. When I was doing piano lessons, I learned a little bit of theory. I flunked theory. I was not very good at theory back then, but like ear training, I learned to develop pretty young. Like I took lessons since I was 6 years old until like 11 years ago. So I took lessons for a long time. Which is enough time to be able to... It's the reason why I'm able to make music. It's the reason I'm talking to you. If my parents didn't put me on those piano lessons, I would not be here, period.
Yeah.
It's weird because like they didn't expect any of this to come out from that. But I guess if you put your son on piano lessons for this many years, something's bound to happen.
Who were your teachers?
I had 3 piano teachers. My first one was an old woman, very old woman. She had like 2 grand pianos in the living room. She had a very nice house.
Nice.
Her name was Mrs. Parker.
Mm-hmm.
She was a very sweet old lady. She would, I think it's very cute. I remember her lesson books that I think she made herself on like an Apple Macintosh, like a Macintosh, like 90s computer. And I could tell it because like it had that look. It had like, it looked like it was like a 1992 like typeface and icons and all.
Like it was gray, didn't have color yet.
Yeah, no, it didn't have any color. And she would record. I've never told this to anyone else, by the way. And she would record her lessons, her songs that she wrote for us to learn as part of our repertoire. She would record it to tape. And I remember falling asleep every night listening to those tapes. So I just have very good, warm memories.
Do you still have those tapes? Like, what were the melodies like?
I don't. I mean, I could try to play it for you, but
is it like muscle memory? You'll just have it in your fingers.
You know what? One of the songs
just was, your butt crack.
Sorry,
no, it's okay.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
The songs were like, I don't know if you can hear this. Shit like that, you know?
Yeah, it sounds so like it's like I'm a little German boy and I'm eating Smucker type beat. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't help that I'm playing it on not a piano. So, but no, it's very simple songs, you know. That I still remember. And then later, I had this other piano teacher. My like most of my.
And we're back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but you're talking about your second piano teacher.
Yeah, my second piano teacher. She had a little townhouse in comparison. All my cousins and my family went to the same piano teachers. And there, if you look hard enough on YouTube, I'm not going to tell you where. Yeah. But like there is footage of me playing at a piano recitals in like 2006. Recorded my dad on his like camcorder, recorded to like mini DV tape or whatever. So retro. Of myself playing at recitals at her house, and I remember I was such a little shit back then. Really? I remember, one of the reasons we left her was because whenever I would use the bathroom, this is very embarrassing. Mm-hmm. I was not very good aiming.
Yeah.
So I think that frustration kind of built up with her.
And she was like, "You can't be here. This is why I always sit down to pee."
You do.
Yeah, that's very common knowledge. I always tell everyone I have to sit down.
All knowledge, pee knowledge.
Yeah,
FrankJavCee.
Because I'm always pissing on myself. Like if I do it standing up, I'm like I have no aim. I can't see over my big voluptuous gut, and it's like that's the main reason why.
I pee all the time. I'm hydrated. I'm actually amazed I made it this far without pee.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I don't know if you saw, but I bought a gallon, and I've just been drinking a gallon a day.
That's good. You're hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't get so hydrated. I think I don't know. You could
die. Like there was a woman who
drank poisoning.
Yeah, water poisoning. I could drown like a fish.
Gosh.
So your third teacher, what was your third teacher?
My third piano teacher, she's very nice. She actually I showed my music to, and I would actually be excited to show my own music to her because this was at the point where I got good enough at piano where I could intuit the rules about how songs work. She made us learn a lot of Asian stuff. River Flows in You by Yurima. That's something every pianist knows that one. She got me on that. But she got me on Richard Clayderman, a lot of contemporaries, like 70s contemporaries. But I remember showing my music to her, showing what I would make in FL Studio. Like I would bring my own speakers too, and I would play it on my iPod Touch. Mm-hmm. And I'd ask her for her opinion, and she'd actually help me out a little bit, as much as she can. Sometimes I would send emails that I would get on my music email to her, and she would be like, and I would be like, "Is this legit? What do you think about this? Should I pursue this?" So she was kind of a help She kind of encouraged me to directly to make more music and to be sitting here with you now as a result of this.
Do you remember your first songs and what they sounded like and what they were about?
Yes, they weren't disco at all. They were not disco at all. I did not get into disco until my dad showed me, until Daft Punk's Random Access Memories came out, and until my dad would play Boney M and ABBA and Eurodisco all the time, and he played Change, A Lover's Holiday, which I was like, whoa, what is this? But one of the first songs I made was called it's with the first song I was really proud of was called Wait Here, featuring Almost Toe, who featured on my first album, not under Discoholic, but under Bite. So this was before Discoholic. This was like in 2015, 2016. And it was kind of a rock song, like a pop rock.
Okay.
Wait here, won't take too long. Wait here, you said to me. I wrote it all. And it, I guess it still kind of holds up. Musically it still holds up, but like I would probably, if I were to revisit it, I would definitely be like, yeah, this needs work. I would definitely mix it better, use some more instruments, expand upon it. So it doesn't sound so MIDI. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like 16.
Oh,
like
wow.
17. So a lot of, so much young talent out there, really. Like some of the most talented people I know are just around that age. You know, you just have more time to create. You are at the age, you're approaching the age where you're starting to become, I guess, good enough.
Yeah.
To be able to express yourself in a complete way.
It's funny because when I was like a child, I remember my first ever recording attempts where I would sing into the Home Alone recording thing. And then I would like speed it up and then slow it down.
You got it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, I remember my first, what was your first, would you consider that your first DAW, digital audio workstation?
I mean, it was like recording to hear myself back. But like my first DAW was actually Anvil Studio, a MIDI.
Anvil.
Yeah, have you ever used it?
I think I've heard of it. That sounds ancient.
Yeah, it was like Windows 98 stuff. But like what I would do is I would go on this website called vgmmusic.org.
VG Music, yes.
Yeah, and I would just download like all the video game MIDIs I liked, and I would rearrange them and change the instruments. And like one of my favorite things that I would do is I would just get the drum track and I would add like crazy hi-hats and be like
that's how it starts.
Yeah,
that's how it starts. Dude, let's dive into fucking video game music, because I remember downloading Aquatic Ruin Zone, Sonic 2, sheet music for piano, learning that. I remember learning the Animal Crossing theme on piano. I grew up on Sonic music, and and Sonic music is very funky. Sega music in general was very funky, but Sonic was like kind of the pinnacle of that. New Jack Swing. Michael Jackson was on Sonic the Hedgehog 3's soundtrack. Sonic R is a banger. So I think my music is just, if you like Sonic, you know, my music is very Sonic.
Sunshine? Can it brighten up your day?
Don't you feel that sometimes you just need to run away? Oh, hey, man! I was looking at I was studying that music recently because I'm working on a song. We're working on a song that's very much inspired by it. TJ Davis met her at MagFest, and T. Lopes, who composed for Sonic Mania. I love them, and T. Lopes was actually messaged me on Blue Sky out of the blue, and he was like, "Yo, Liftoff and Discopolis are pretty good." And I'm like,
I could just imagine your disco ball just popping.
Oh my god! Wow, I was like, T, I just screamed, and we talked, and we met at MagFest. But like
this recent one?
Yes. Well, not the latest one, like 2025. So
that's the one that I was at, I think.
Yes. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. That was a good MacFest. I think you met Michael for the first time, Michael Luttrell.
Yeah.
That was his first MacFest, and he had a lot of fun. But also met TJ Davis, who was the vocalist on Sonic R. And recently, TJ Davis's manager followed me out of the blue. So it's like the planets are aligning, the stars are aligning. You know,
I'm excited. Something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen. But like I was studying. You know, I was doing homework, studying how the melodies work, studying how the songwriting work, because TJ Davis is the vocalist, but Richard Jakes is the producer, who's making the beats behind the Sonic R songs. And I was studying how it works. And what he does and what he and TJ Davis do on Sonic R that really, I think, help create this magic for their songs is that, take, for example, I mean, most of their songs, for the pre-chorus, the melody rises in the vocal. Like the vocal melody rises and it rises and it rises. And then they do a bait and switch kind of for the chorus where they dip down instead of like riding on that energy they're building. They go back down and they change and they do a key change. They change it. They hit you with a chord progression oftentimes that you don't expect. Like, Can You Feel the Sunshine, for example? Gonna be a brighter day going up. Can you feel the sunshine? And it changes key. And the first time you hear that, you want to experience the first time hearing that again. It just dips down into a different key. If you take, for example, what's another song from Sonic R? Hold on. Let me look this up.
I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Like, this is the sort of stuff that I'm like really interested in because, like,
yes,
I love all music, but one of my favorite forms is pop music because it's like people say like, oh, it's formulaic, but there's something beautiful about manufacturing this feeling and a vibe, especially like when you can trick the audience and be like, we're subverting your expectation.
Diamond in the Sky. Okay. Does the same thing. That I need you every day. You're the one that makes me feel so high. It dips back down. It plays with your expectations.
It feels like soaring anyways. Like, I like the idea of melodies is like making you feel like you're on a roller coaster or you're flying with it.
Yes. And the pre-chorus prepares you for that high. And the chorus makes you feel like you're riding that high. That's the kind of feeling in song structure, that kind of dynamism, that kind of making the music feel fun and alive that I'm trying to get. And that's what Sonic music kind of feels like to me, especially Sonic R. And it's funny that Sonic R exists because it's unlike any other Sonic soundtrack. It's like the Bomberman Hero soundtrack on the Nintendo 64. Somebody's club EP, some DJ's EP just made it on this game, and it bumps. Bomberman Hero has a lot of like drum and bass kind of jungle vibes on the N64. It's
what's funny though is this is like some like industry like underground stuff, but my friends made a Bomberman Rush, I believe, like vinyl. Like a bootleg vinyl from like some Eastern European country, and I was the model that was holding it for them. But like they blurred out my face and everything, and they sold like every copy of it.
Wow! Wait, so how did you get involved in that?
I just know people.
Okay, you know what? You're in LA.
Who it is?
Yeah,
it was do you remember when I used to have a Discord server called Garfield Vor? It was 3Do, the Yoshi guy.
Oh, 3Do! He still sends cockatoos in my server.
Yeah, he's really nice. The last time I saw him was at my birthday party. He was gonna move, but we still like keep in contact every so often. But yeah, he's a good homie.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I got introduced to him via you, and he seems like a cool guy.
We met at a Death Grip show.
I think you told me this. Yes.
Yeah, he was
a fan of yours.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey Frank, do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah. You know, normalize being down to earth and being a chill ass dude. That's something I've been trying to learn. And that's something you have encouraged.
It's meditation. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I am actually like a crazy person. I've been finding out that I'm actually insane, but a lot of it is just by a
lot of musicians are, a lot of artists are, right?
Yeah.
You got to be a little crazy. You got to be a little messed up in the head,
a little kooky.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but box breathing. Do you know box breathing?
Breathe in. Okay, so breathe in for 4 through your nose, hold for 4, and exhale through your mouth for 4.
And then you hold for 4 and then do it over and over again. That's like one of the secrets to being the chillest guy ever. Like the actual like physicalness of it.
I've been starting to do that. I've been doing that, especially to help me go to sleep. And it works. Even after just the first box,
I feel more relaxed. Yeah,
I do. It works.
Do you remember your dreams?
No, I don't remember my dreams.
I remember them like crazy.
I need to write down my dreams right after they happen, or else poof, gone.
Yeah, because I think there is a part of creativity with lucidity where it's like music is like dreams almost. So it comes to you when you don't think about it, and then it happens.
Yeah. I think the reason 90s music and 90s aesthetics were so dreamy was because it was such a stable time that we were looking inward.
Yeah.
And we were looking to our dreams as a source of entertainment, as a source of inspiration to pull from.
Yeah.
I think dreams correlate with happiness. I think dreams have meaning. I don't think that dreams are meaningless. I think that dreams are a way for your brain to train you about something, or your brain's trying to tell you something that you don't know, that you don't necessarily know. What's your craziest dream? What is your favorite dream?
I've had some like ones where it's like I realize I'm dreaming. Actually, I'm really into lucid dreaming. So one of my most lucid dreams that I remember is I'm like dreaming like I'm at school. I have a lot of school related dreams where it's like I'm in high school again, or like I'm in like the apartments of where my college was. But I had a dream I'm in school. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm an adult. Like, I don't need to be in school. Because, like, one of my big insecurities about school is I dropped out my senior year of college. So I had, like, $40,000 in debt, and I didn't have a degree, and I became a YouTuber to make money to pay it off. Like, that straight up was my whole motivation. So in this dream, I realized I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. And so I say, what can I do in this dream? And so suddenly, like, it's like, when you're playing a video game and then you like press escape and then like the UI comes up for like the settings and stuff. So it was like that. And it was like, okay, so here's everything that you could do. And so I was like, okay, I want to float. I want to fly. And then I start like just floating and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I'm like, I want to go super fast. I want to fly. But then I end up going to a library, and it's like a library with a book on like everything that's ever been written. And like it was like Beauty and the Beast status, because like they were alive, like the inanimate objects were alive, and they were like, hey, you're not supposed to be in here yet. And I was like, what do you mean by that? They're like, oh no, you're not supposed to be in here at all. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And then like the floor opened up and it started like sucking me into a portal, and I woke up and I was like, that was weird. Yeah, that was like one of my most vivid dreams.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a fucking vaporwave ass dream. That's crazy. That's like, if I had that, I wouldn't open the settings. I would just fucking open the console. I'd be like, give myself big boobs, destroy all my ops,
Yeah, I would YT DLP.
Just download YouTube videos into your brain.
Yeah. Well, I heard there's like people that get struck by lightning and suddenly they could play piano. And like I think about that sort of stuff. Like the human brain is all electricity. Like that's why, like, I don't know. I love that like electronic music is like an oscillation, but like music is also like an orb, and like we resonate with it. Like it's all a bunch of stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, because it makes you really consider anything can happen in this life.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's next. I love living. Never kill yourself.
Never kill yourself. Speaking of never killing yourself, what's it like being a sexy Tumblr man? Tumblr sexy man is the
Tumblr
right
sexy
word.
man. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know, because I kind of grew up on Tumblr, so I guess that kind of informs that. But like my persona was started out as an illustration before I decided to embody this illustration, and make it kind of the mascot. But like I wanted to just wear black and white because it's easier. It's easier to sketch out. It's easier to design.
Yeah.
You don't have as many colors to work with.
It reminds me of Plastic Love a little bit, and it also has like I told you, like the silent movie kind of thing where if you're even in black and white, I could still like see you.
Exactly.
There's something so like perfectly thought out about your character, your design, your everything. But how much of Discoholic is a persona and how much of it is you? Because I feel like your music is so much you. Like your music is your soul, if that makes any sense.
I have become more like, I feel like, yeah, that's a wonderful question. I feel like I have become more like Discoholic. I have become this character.
Yeah.
Him and me, we're kind of coming together. Do you feel the same way with FrankJavCee? Like,
you know what? Yeah, like straight up, like the character that I created was actually my insecurity because like I was afraid of myself for a long time. I was afraid of being open. And so the character I created on YouTube was a monotone guy who was like, hey everyone, in today's video we're gonna just do this. But then as time started going on, I started becoming like a different, like I've been evolving to where it's like I am FrankJavCee. You know what I mean? Like it's just my name but shortened, but it's like it's one of those things like, have you ever created a word?
Like what?
Discoholic. Has anyone ever come up with that?
Yeah, they have. They haven't ran with it like I have though, so that's why I'm committed.
But it's like when you create something out of nothing, like FrankJavCee is a word that I created. And I became that word. And like the more I become what a FrankJavCee is, the more I feel it. But it's like also like, actually I wanted to ask you about your bartender era. Like what is a Discoholic beverage?
What is a Discoholic beverage? Okay, so you basically imagine this cup, but you do 1 part Bailey's Irish cream, you do 1 part Kahlua coffee liqueur, and you do 2 parts vanilla ice cream blended, and add whipped cream on top if you want, or dilute as much as you want. That is the recipe for Discohol.
I love that, and it wakes you up. It makes you want to party.
Exactly. I didn't even think about that.
Next time we hang out, I want to make it with you. Wouldn't it be cool to just do it? Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't. But you know what?
I feel like we've never actually like hung out like solo. You know what I mean?
You definitely did with Fiverr doing that crazy ass trip.
Did you watch our podcast, or have we told you about that?
Yeah, I like to comment on it. I did not know that Romanian popcorn was coined. That is cool. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a term either.
Yeah, I really have been watching the interviews. Just trying to prepare.
It's funny because I have so many like lined up. You're like maybe like my 8th one that isn't aired yet.
Oh. You've been getting busy. Well,
it's funny. I made like 1 post. I was like, hey, who wants to be on my podcast? I got like 70 people.
Really?
And I had to be like, okay, realistically, I can't do you all right now. I will let you know. I'll put a ticket in the back of my mind and I'll let you know.
I can't do you all right now. I'm glad you did me.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing me right now.
Exactly. I mean, it's a Friday night.
It is.
Friday night funkin'.
Friday night funkin'. What was I going to say? Yeah, it does look like Murray Takeuchi. I didn't think it looked like a silent film character, but I guess you're right. It is very a little Looney Tunes.
It's like you could fit in like anything after like the 1920s.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm supposed to be dressed as like an old-fashioned bartender, but like recently I added bell bottoms.
Yeah.
And I wore like a bigger bow tie to make it stand out against my big ass head.
Mm-hmm.
I wear white sneakers as to say I'm a little more modern with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like dress shoes as someone in this very otherwise formal outfit would don.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get recognized? Or do you want to maintain anonymity with the disco ball head? Because I mean, we've talked about this before where I was like, we came up with like, it's a parasite, you said it was a parasite and it selects a different host, but like as time goes on, is someone else going to pass the banner? Because like I've seen a couple disco ball headed people already and I'm like, I feel like I know the first though.
People tag me in them. That's how I'm very grateful to be at the point where other people do a similar thing, and
Mm-hmm.
people associate it with me. I'm very lucky to be able to have that. But I mean, this isn't a totally original concept. If you look up Majo Chillin', the music video,
Oh,
great French
okay.
house song, fun music video with a disco ball headed guy in like a sequin blazer, and is like, oh,
Do you think
he's just
he
dancing
also was
around.
just a disco ball with no visor?
Yeah, no visor, but like he was, I was like, I didn't consciously look at that and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Um, but like, this isn't like, no art is 100% original. Nothing comes from the vacuum.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could describe this as like taking inspiration from like, I don't know, other Tumblr sexy men, or
Mm-hmm.
taking inspiration from all these other places, or taking inspiration from Majo Chillin'. Um,
One of my favorite things about your name, just Discoholic, is like it's like you're the Metallica of disco. Like the genre's in your name, like
oh,
vape error. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
your
yeah.
genre is your name.
I sometimes I feel like I'm locked to it, but I think there's a lot to explore.
Yeah,
Still, like, well, I'll tell you that I was a little disappointed when I first heard Panic at the Disco.
yeah.
Um,
It wasn't like
oh, it's rock. I do like rock. I do like some rock.
Mhm.
But like I do love disco. I really truly love disco. I love anything under the Soul Train umbrella, R&B, hip hop. I used to be really big into hip hop until I discovered disco. I went to disco I was in my jazz club in middle school, and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Wait, no, no, no. It was one of my piano lessons. It was my second piano teacher who taught me some jazz standards, just like
Mhm.
easy versions of jazz songs. I was like, whoa, this sounds cool. This sounds cool. This is the coolest thing I've ever played in my life. Jazz. What is this? Oh, these are like diminished chords. Whoa, whoa, these aren't just like your seventh chords. I'm hearing seventh chords. Whoa, and that kind of stuck with me.
I'm into ninths right now. I'm slowly
Ninth,
leveling up to
ninth.
11ths and 13ths.
Oh my god, dude! When you get there, let me know. Let me know. And you don't even know that you're playing these. You just kind of feel it. Like with
Yeah.
jazz, especially with jazz. Jazz is you want to play a jazz song, you get a jazz standard, like you get sheet music for like a jazz standard, and it's just gonna have the chords. That's all it's gonna have. It's just gonna say the chords, and it's up to you to do the rest.
Have you like
Um,
gotten into bebop?
I do like some bebop. That's a crazy genre.
Yeah, that's too advanced for me. Like I was like trying to like cuz like the issue with being a saxophonist is people are like,
Hmm.
"Who's your favorite saxophonist?" And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Me." And they're like, "You can't say that. You have to name people." And so I was like getting into like, "Okay, what is a saxophonist?" And I was like, "Bebop." And they're like and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god."
Man, jazz flute, that's something else as well. Remember that scene from
Mhm.
Anchorman?
Mhm.
Whoo!
There's some
Uh,
talent in there.
Talent?
Yeah, you got to have some crazy talent to play
Oh,
jazz
yeah,
anything.
you gotta be virtuosic, yeah, because it's like cartoons, which sounds odd because cartoons are, you think, oh, kids draw cartoons. Cartoons are for
Mhm.
kids. But cartoons show, like jazz, knowing the rules and bending the rules.
Yeah, knowing it
It-
to break it.
Knowing it to break it, because with cartoons, the best cartoonists are those who can paint like a motherfucker, who can render these Norman Rockwell, uh, these realistic painting studies. And it's like caricature. Think of it like caricatures. You have to know what you're working with. You have to know who you're drawing. You have to know their features and just bend them. Their eyes look a little big, make them bulbous. Their nose looks long. Pinocchio that shit. Jazz is similar in knowing these rules where, oh, these chords would sound good, but what if it sounded cooler? Or what if it sounded a little wrong? What if
Yeah.
we bent the rules? What if we didn't have to abide by this conventional song structure? What if invented some new fucking chords, slash chords. Add some numbers like exponents to these chords. You know, play around with where chords go from, which chord to which chord.
Out of all, I know a lot of people. You give me the most cartoony vibes just in general. And I mean that in like the best way possible. Like, I feel like you're so entertaining just to be around.
Oh, thank you. Well, that means a lot coming from you, because I tell everyone that you are the one thing I tell everyone the most when I think about you is that, like, he's a lot of fun. Frank is a lot of fun.
That's all I try to do. You know what my whole like goal is to feel like a bounce house. Like my first obsessions was Googling swimming pools and bounce houses on the internet when I was like 6. And really? That's all I would look up was like swimming pools and bounce houses, because I want to have this like leisurely fun time. And I guess like the music also emphasizes this bounce. Like I really like bouncing. Which is why I'm in my Jersey club era. So I'm like,
your 6-year-old self. Do you think your 6-year-old self would be proud of you?
I think he would be afraid of me because I was a terrified child. Like as a kid, I was scared of everybody, low key.
And when I was 6 years old, I was so online. I was like on the computer looking at Sonic X Amy fan art. I was drawing in MS Paint. I thought piano sucked.
Really? You hated it?
No, I never really liked the idea of practicing piano and going to piano lessons. And amongst all my piano peers, they felt similarly. I don't know anyone else in my piano classes who pursued music quite the same way I did, which means I'm fucked up. I'm just fucked in the head.
Yeah. Well, I do think it's discipline, and there's something very disciplined about you nowadays, where it's like you always stream every week, rain or shine, unless you have a show.
Well, that's funny because I don't stream weekly anymore, but like I do try to. Yeah, I get your point. I do try to remain active and try to drop music on a semi-regular basis, because it is discipline like that. You don't have to go to art school. You don't have to take piano lessons. There's no rules to this shit.
Yeah.
But
one other thing you've been saying was like nobody knows what they're doing. But when you meet someone that knows what they're doing, you want to level up. You know what I mean? Like I love surrounding myself with people that know a little bit more about things than I do, because I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. I had no idea there's like a whole world around that.
That's how I felt about that's how I still feel about you. I mean, I still look up to you in many ways.
That's crazy because I'd be like posting the stupidest shit.
Social media doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dude, in 2016 you were fucking posting the same ass shit.
Well, actually, I was kind of more in character back then. Like that's like one of the things is like mainstream. Like it was like my dipping my toes in like being known by a lot of people. And at that point, I still didn't know who I was. And I think it's like a constant discovery for myself as I'm aging. Is like, who am I? What do I like? What do I want to show people? And like. Yeah. I feel like as I'm aging, I get more of a better refinement of what I want to do with my time. Like this, like what we're doing right now. I love the idea of watching this, when I'm 78 and being like, oh shit, I remember that.
Yes. I have been thinking more and more about how do I want to be remembered? How do people remember you? How much control do you have over people remembering you for what? Like how much control do you have over what people remember you for? And I realized that my realization of that was in the form of social media, because I would used to try to discipline myself to post every single day a new video. Like,
I was so impressed when you would just be constantly doing it. I was like, how do you do that?
Oh my gosh. No, I would not do it again. Oh my gosh. I felt so burnt out.
Yeah.
And I realized, hold on. This is not what I want to be known for. I don't want to be known as a poster. I don't want to be known as the guy who makes funny videos. I want to be known as a musician, because in the age of social media, it's a very visual heavy medium, because like when you're scrolling through your feed, how often do you have headphones plugged in? Or like sometimes a lot of people scroll their feeds on mute. A lot of people aren't listening to music. A lot of people, when they see musicians, they just don't unmute their phones. They just look and like and move on. The attention spans are cooked, especially nowadays. So that's why I was like, I should make a lot of videos because they are eye-catching and hopefully they will lead people to the music. Well, I would rather just post when I'd like and show people cool things on my own time when they're ready, when I think there's something worth showing, instead of forcing myself to, shoot, what should I stream? Shoot, what should the next video be about?
It's more rewarding when you're able to just kind of like post when you want to, like showcase what you want to show. And for a lot of me, like I try to do like this whole like A/B testing. I'm like, does the audience like this? Do they like that? And it's funny because like one of my weird it's like a weird silent sorrow, but it's like when I bring it up, people are really like, oh, my steak is too buttery, my lobster's too buttery.
I get what you mean though. I get what you mean.
When I meet people, they always say I miss your videos, and I'm like, I'm still making videos.
I know. Oh my god. I hate. Okay. I get what I get the same thing sometimes where people are like, I missed you. You're back on my For You page. And I'm like, I never went anywhere.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm still here. But they don't get it on their feed. That's the algorithm nowadays. We come from an internet without algorithms. We come from an internet where our followers see what we post. Which is kind of freeing in a way, because when I post something and I'm like, this sucks, people aren't going to hate you. People just aren't going to see it. That's the thing.
Yeah. What's your most viral post?
One of my viral, it's the comic you mentioned, actually. That became one of my most viral posts. The comic of the guy in the Zelda shirt and the cargo shorts. That one, sometimes your most viral, it's never what you expect.
Yeah.
Nobody can predict this stuff. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody can predict this stuff.
You know what my most viral post of last year was?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Was it what is it, a remix?
Nope.
Oh, what is it?
It's a Fat Gay Mexican.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Fat Gay.
I remember I was at like raves and people were like, you look familiar, and I'm like
the Fat Gay Mexican.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I've seen that. But like, I don't know how many, it got like maybe 2 million views and like 150,000 likes. Jeez. But it was like, it was so weird because like I was like doing some dark psychology thing where it's like I realized a lot of people like watching me embarrass myself in a weird way. And like when I kind of put that like you know what you're talking about, cartoons, so I emphasized weird parts of me, and for some reason it magnified a message.
What is the message that you want to magnify?
I don't know, that like for a long time that was like my insecurity, and like I used to get emails where people are like, you're never gonna be famous because you're Mexican, or because you're gay, or you're fat, or whatever, and like they would message me that shit, you know what I mean?
What the hell?
Yeah. And so I like projected that out there, and like instead it was the opposite, where it was like a bunch of people watching and they're like, I agree with you.
How does that feel? Does that feel affirming? Does that feel embarrassing? Both?
It feels a lot of emotions. There's a lot of like, it's like, you know, like you touch a stove and you're like, ow. But there's like some people that are like, that was fun.
That's what the online experience is like sometimes. You're like,
yeah, it was like a rainbow of emotions, metaphorically and physically.
That's art.
Yeah,
that's art. That's what we do as artists. We make people feel emotions. Sometimes it's just ourselves.
Yeah, it's like projecting these feelings that are so complicated to people. But yeah, sorry for going off on a tangent. This is like one of my longest interviews that we've done, and I just love spending time with you because like I always like picking your brain, because like, you know, I view you as a creative genius.
I remember you told me that before we met, you thought I was an evil genius.
Yeah.
Because how we come across online isn't how we are in real life oftentimes. And I am glad that you are as fun online as you are in real life.
That's just who I am. That's one of my things. I remember I met this like rapper guy, and he's like, I love your internet persona. How much of it's real? And I was like, all of it.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes sometimes it's a journey becoming a persona, becoming yourself, because a lot of people our age, they are actually doing that. They are not just doing it for their persona, they are actually actively finding themselves, and they happen to project it on their artists, on the artist side, and people see that. It's one of the most rewarding things about supporting indie creators is being able to become part of someone's process. Being a participant in watching someone flourish. I feel a lot of that with my friends, which is a very cool thing to witness. Very cool thing to witness people evolving and changing for the better.
Yeah, you never see it like in the present. It's like it has to be like a thing over time.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like never happens like that. It never happens instantaneously. It's always a journey.
Yeah,
and it's very rewarding, because if it happened just like that, it would be weird.
Yeah, that'd be strange. I'd start screaming like that. Disco, I appreciate you and your art and our friendship. What new things are on the horizon for you?
Well, before I answer that question, I am very. I've said this like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But like, I'm very lucky to know you. You're a very good friend. I appreciate being on this podcast. I'm very happy to see you still creating. I'm happy that we've known each other for so many years. I'm happy that you're doing a new. I'm happy that you're back on YouTube. I hope to see this channel. I hope to see this creative endeavor bear many fruits. Anyways, now that that's out the way, let's answer your question. What was the question?
I said, what does the future have for you?
Oh, okay. So, Discopolis and Sparkle On. I can talk most confidently about where Discoholic is sonically headed. Discopolis was my first time dropping something that's very club friendly, very disco house. Notice how it's a very disco house song. Disco house is very 2000s, I would say. Blame It on the DJ drops with our good friend Data Girl, and that's a very 80s song. Okay, after the disco boom. So Discopolis after the disco boom. Blame It on the DJ post disco. Sparkle On. Very 2000s, post-disco. I am trying to retell the story of how disco came back from the dead. So, Discoholics Anonymous is very sonically 70s, 80s. This next album, I think, is very much what happened next. You know, we jump forward in time. So I'm thinking about Sonic R. I'm thinking about New Jack Swing. I'm thinking about Disco House. I'm thinking about the early 2000s. I'm thinking about Jamiroquai. I'm thinking about jazz flutes. That was huge in the 90s. I'm thinking I want to show the world that so many people, when they think of disco, they think of the 70s. Think of do the hustle. Dun, 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 dun. So much more than that. I think disco is just one part of the dance floor equation, and I'm very excited to walk people through kind of the history of what happened with disco's revival and just kind of make people relive it for the first time, just as I enjoyed discovering it. That's kind of where the next direction is.
I'm excited. I just love that sound. Like the first thing as you were telling me this, in the back of my mind, I was hearing that one ABBA song that's like.
Oh yes. A lot of the new disco boom was just direct reinventions of old disco songs. Like that Madonna hit that you just sang. That's an ABBA song. That was just repurposed. one of my favorite examples of this. It's more obscure. Cerrone, 70s disco legend, 70s disco drummer. I was very lucky to be able to open for him in 2019 in one of my very first live performances. I thought I was over the moon until I got into a car accident.
Oh my god! Is this like public knowledge? Have you ever talked about it? Do you want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, I tweeted about it. Good thing I had a second helmet. But like, yeah, I was coming home from playing Bliss Pop Disco Fest, which was in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
at the old U Street Music Hall before it got turned into a hookah lounge or whatever it is now. I'm very sad. It closed over the pandemic. They didn't make enough money. Many such cases. I remember I was the first act there, and it was a little embarrassing. My family came, my cousins came, and I'm not sure if they enjoyed the set too much. My college friends came, and my college friend had feedback for me. He thought I should have been more engaging, or because I was just playing what I liked. I wasn't really thinking about like what makes a good set. You could tell that I wasn't used to clubbing. You can kind of tell when a DJ plays a mix, and you can tell they don't go to a lot of shows, or they don't have an intuition of what makes a good set. They haven't really danced to a proper DJ set because, again, there's no rules to this shit, but there's a certain magic. There's a certain magic you gotta tap in.
It's the experience. It's like you could tell when someone's this isn't their first rodeo. So that was your first rodeo, but how was the crowd like? What?
There was like nobody. There was like nobody. I mean that's normal.
I've straight up played to like just the bartender.
Yeah. How's it feel? Sometimes you just got to push through it, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it feels sad, but honestly, I think the joy of actually playing music is like the gift itself, and it like
that's true. That's
like,
true.
One of my favorite things is DJing for like one person, or just like my friends are just showing just like one person something. Like it's about the connection. But yeah, I mean, we all got to start somewhere,
Some people need that mindset. Some people are so defeated by the idea of playing to nobody, when what really makes people survive in any industry is just the pure passion of playing music, no matter if it's a crowd of 1 billion or a crowd of one bartender.
So you played this show where you were kind of told like, hey, you kind of suck, and then you get in a car accident right afterwards.
No, I had a good time. No.
Yeah.
I opened for Cerrone, who was playing that night.
Yeah.
The Blackbirds were playing DJ Boring, Andy Grant, rest in peace.
DJ Boring, like the lo-fi?
Yeah, DJ Boring.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was one night of this festival where Chromeo, Damn Funk, it was called Bliss Pop Disco Fest.
Oh wow. How'd you get it?
I was messaged over Facebook by one of the co-founders of U Street Music Hall.
Oh, cool.
They still do shows at the 930 Club. I was actually wearing a 930 Club tee today.
Nice.
One of very, very cool Washington DC venue. I don't know if you've been, but like next time you're here, see a show at the 930.
Yeah, I definitely want to visit.
At 930.
I want to do something over there.
There's a really good Ethiopian place near the 930 Club.
Oh, nice. Is that where they put like the food on a big like bread thing and you like
yes, injera? Oh, it's so good. It's something I love showing people because it's a very communal food. Everyone,
you eat together.
You eat together. It's beautiful. We all use God's cutlery.
God's cutlery are also what you use to tickle the keys.
That's beautiful. God's
cutlery. I'm about to
I'm about to dig in, you know what I'm saying?
I'm about to dig in and just start riffing on the piano. But yeah, so what happened with the car accident? I'm still like
fuck. I gotta get to
ADHD. That.
Could you tell?
I mean, kinda. I mean, now that I know how to direct you, I'd be like, Disco, you need to do this.
Sorry. I'd imagine you have a lot to cut for this episode.
No, I'm just gonna do it uncut.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it uncut. I'm glad you're doing me.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you said you were gonna do somebody. You couldn't do all those 70 people. I'm glad you're doing me uncut.
Yeah, exactly.
Lock in.
Lock in.
Car
Car accident. What happened?
Accident. All right, go into car accident mode. So I was driving home. It was a wonderful night. Edie was there. Electric Dreams.
Oh wow.
Because he's a local. He's he was living in Virginia.
Okay. I think Groovy Kaiju has a song with them.
Good pair.
Yeah, I remember that because the first thing I thought it was like erectile dysfunction, and that's what I kept thinking about.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm driving car accident mode.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It was 1 a.m. You know, most car accidents happen near your destination, near your house.
Is that just a statistic that's true?
It is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me, at least. I was very close. I was like 5 minutes from going home. And it was like 1 a.m. And I was going down an intersection. And it's that part of the night where the stoplights switch modes to stoplight mode instead of green, yellow, red. It just blinks red. Anyways, I was going down an intersection, and this person comes and basically T-bones me. Oh. They didn't stop to look before they turned or went ahead. Bam. I got some, I think, minor wounds, fortunately, but my disco ball helmet was destroyed. But fortunately, insurance helped me cover a new one. Yeah, which is wow. I'm very fortunate that that's a thing. But it turns out the other driver was a little sus, a bit of a sus situation. Like the license was Floridian, but the plate was Marylandian. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
But we weren't the ones at fault. So very lucky. It makes me not want to drive out too late at night. You know?
Yeah. Like I think the worst city for drivers I've ever seen was just Chicago. Like
Chicago, really?
Yeah, and I was in the Midwest. I heard Florida's even worse though. But like I don't drive.
I heard LA is the worst with the traffic.
Exactly, but like I think it's just traffic is just really slow. But I was in an Uber once for like, because you know I'm a curious cat. I like talking to my Uber drivers. That's why I wanted a podcast, because I'm always like, so what do you do? What do you do for fun? I was talking to this guy. He was like, yeah, I just moved here from Texas, and I was like, would you ever go back? And he was like, and he was thinking on that question, and for some reason out of nowhere there was just like a piece of like cinder block in the middle of the road, and he like hit it. He like jumped over it, and his tire popped.
Wow. While you're in the car.
Yeah. And I was like, I am so sorry. And he was like really distraught. And he's like, it's not your fault. Like I should have been looking. I'm like, oh, it was an accident. So I get another Uber, and then I went home. But that was like a moment where I was like, huh.
Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, I just felt bad. I gave him like a fat tip because I was like, I don't know how much a tire costs.
You know what? Yeah, I hope that Uber driver is in a better place today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting to hear like your first show ended it with such a like traumatic thing. I feel like
it was one of my first shows. Yeah,
like I don't know, just like the universe gives you challenges, and then like if you could overcome it, like you like have more like there's smooth sailing, if that makes any sense.
You have to have that kind of tenacity to make it. You have to sail rough, choppy waters. You have to remind yourself because you mentioned like us being around for at least a decade. We've made it this far, right?
Yeah.
We've made it this far, and yet there's still so much left to learn, and we have navigated choppier waters.
And like the thing that actually blows my mind, just in like retrospect of technology, like the digital age of music is literally like maybe like I don't know 20 years old.
Yeah, no, in the grand scheme of it all, we're babies. We're little babies.
Yeah, we're pioneering what it means to be a musician. You know what I mean? Like we're building this thing that has never existed before, like Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, live streaming. This is all developed within like our lifetime, and we're navigating it to understand how to like be creative, how to build community, how to perform shows. Like I think one of the secrets right now is like the live show is kind of like a victory lap. And the real money is in like streaming and physicals and like selling, you know,
merch,
merch, goods and stuff like that. Like, what's your do you consider music like your full time, or would it be more of a passion piece?
It's right now a passion. I have a day job,
Yeah.
which is part of why I got so burnt out just doing Discoholic videos daily, because I was doing 40 hours a week. I still do 40 hours a week. So naturally, that and doing that with my full-time job got me so burnt out. But maybe, I'm working up so that this can be a full-time thing, so I can do this more often and more sustainably and for hopefully 10 more years.
Because the secret is music is like real estate. Each song is like, the main thing is music ownership, and it's like whoever owns the rights to your songs, that's where the longevity comes from. So it's like, let's say you have each song is a seed. Let's see, some seeds grow bigger than others, but if you own the rights to all your music, you basically, you could have a field of songs.
A field. You're like a farmer tending to your crops.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll think a song is dead, and then some TikToker will use it in a song or in a video, and then boop.
That is still so crazy that we are in an age where forgotten artists can be unearthed with the power of TikTok. It's
like, do you know that one song that was from like a porn?
Wait.
It's super good. It's like a new age song or new wave.
What? Oh, you're Lost Media, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Last time I was over in Baltimore, me and Fiber watched it, but without the porn.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, that stream. Yeah, no. Oh my, can we talk about Fiber? He's Thera. Sorry, they're a wonderful person. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I know. You guys talked about it in your. I guess you could. This is the part of the video where you put.
Video. They're definitely gonna be. It's us hanging out.
Watch that video if you want to know what we're talking about.
But yeah, Fiber has been a good influence on all of our lives.
I would say that they have so much tenacity. They are such a selfless person in many ways. They helped me. They taught me how to DJ. They gave me a platform on a record label called Montem to release music on. They taught me how to fulfill my own merch and how to play live shows. I feel I can't talk about the history. I can't do a podcast like this without mentioning Fiber. Yeah. They discovered me and Michael Luttrell. We were writing this song called Too Close for Comfort, the very first Discoholic song together in the summer of 2016. We just graduated high school. And we got a SoundCloud message from Montem Records from Alex Fiber. And I was like, whoa, wait, are they legit? Is this legit?
Are they legit?
We checked out Fiber's music. Oh, wow. Okay. So they do like the same kind of music. Okay, interesting. Let's see where this goes. And they invited me to their server, and I joined. And I remember, do you know Unibeat?
No, actually.
Future funk producer. They have their mascot is like the Harvey, the smile.
It doesn't ring a bell to me.
Anyways, they were one of the first people I met.
Are they from Chicago?
No, I think they are from California, San Jose.
Okay.
But I remember this was such a big deal to me. I didn't realize how small this all is in the grand scheme of things. But it was like Montem was releasing its first compilation that I was a part of called Single Sessions Volume 1 in 2017. And I have a track called Interlude on it. And they helped me get on Artzie music. Like so many things I can thank them for. I remember telling Unibeat, who was about to release a single on this Single Session series, I was like, how do you feel? Are you excited? And they're like, yeah, a little nervous. And I didn't realize how low key this all was in the grand scheme of things. These are all existing future funk artists. You got to think, this was 2016, 2017. This was when future funk was at its peak. We all kind of felt like rock stars, when we used to rack up like thousands of plays on SoundCloud like within like the first month or two. You know
what
when
Zico told me?
When tracks had banners.
The thing that like blew my mind when they put it into this perspective, because Zico's like much younger than me, like 12 years younger than me.
Yeah,
he was like, Artzie music was my MTV.
Huh. That's true.
And when he said that, real. Like I was like chills.
That is full body chills. Wow, goosebumps. That's true. No, a lot. Rest in peace, Artzie music.
I've heard some murmurings it might come back in a new form.
Well, I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is we just need someone that like really cares and just does it,
But like, how? Remember when I feel like Mr. Suicide Sheep and what's the other like
Monster
music?
Cat? I used to watch
Monster Cat.
Yeah. There was this one, I forgot what it was called. It was like Hipster something, and they would do like the more hipstery stuff. And I always wanted to get on there. There's a thing called
Funky
We Are Hunted.
Oh, We Are Hunted. I was thinking of Electro Swing.
Yeah, there's that Funky Panda.
Funky Panda, yeah. Wow, I used to listen to them in high school. They would put out Electro Swing. Yeah, no, do people? I don't think people listen to them anymore. I don't think people listen to music on YouTube the same way we did all those years ago.
I think they do. We're just not tapped into what's the underground is. Like, I mean, I kind of, because of the algorithm, like that's one of the big shifts. Like you were talking about, like when you followed someone, you would see it. But nowadays it's like you're force fed what's popular.
Exactly.
And like, it's either big label stuff where people have like millions of dollars to throw into getting it seen, but there's also like people that bubble up and like you see like all these new people coming out that like they're just consistent. One of the weird like metas right now is just being annoying as fuck about your music and just put it everywhere.
Yeah, that's something I need to get used to because like I'm like, oh, I feel like if I post it every day, I feel like I'm being annoying when in reality that's not how people browse the internet. Yeah. Sometimes I go into like TikTok pages. I go to someone's like a musician's TikTok and I see it's the same song. I scroll through their profile, it's the same song. And I'm like, what kind of animal does this? And I realize nobody is browsing like that anymore. Nobody really goes to pages or channels. People, this is what's called algorithmic complacency. People just trust the algorithm to show them what's new and what's trending and what they want to see. Yeah. And you know what? For a lot of people, it works. So that's why the algorithm is, people dumping millions of dollars or people who are annoying as fuck about their music, people who are lucky, and big brands.
That's really it feels like a slot machine. Every time you make a post, it's a slot machine.
It's a slot machine. You can never predict it. You can do what you can to, try to make posts go viral, but nothing is certain.
Yeah. So how you feeling, Discoholic?
I'm feeling good. I feel you got me standing up. I've never stood up like this before. You got me very passionate.
I thought you stand up in your streams.
I do sometimes, but like not all the time.
I miss when we used to stream together. Do you remember when we did the whole what is it, the Daft Punk movie?
The Daft,
and then I don't know. Did you edit it where it was just like everyone just like going off when they would explode? That went viral. That was like 100,000 views back then.
It was viral for us back then. Yeah. But we're fat gay Mexican over here. That was viral.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for now. Whenever I go to the club, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're that guy," and then they like walk away.
You should ask them for a kiss. Would you kiss this fat gay Mexican?
Yes. And I'm a zip zap zopper at heart. I'm an improv guy. I always say yes and.
You should sell merch. That's basically a kiss card. like a permission to kiss.
Funny? I played a show in St. Louis with Luxury Elite Young Shiro.
I'm about to head there.
Oh, really? When?
Never been there. With my partner in June.
Oh, nice. It's a bit swampy. That's all I would say. But also, I got my credit card information stolen there, so don't use the gas station things.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not driving there, so. Whew.
But yeah, I played a show with them, and they all had like their merch booths up, and I had my merch booth which said FrankJavCee hugs $10, kisses $20, and then for other ask for price.
Oh, okay. So you could get uncut for market price. I see.
Exactly. The thing with that though is like, I'm like, I feel like I'm an anthropologist at heart. Do you know what the oldest profession is?
Hunter or gatherer.
Entertainment.
I knew you were going to say some shit like that, and that's probably true. I believe you.
It's like, I'm a hunter. Pay me and I'll hunt for you. That's a banger. But like, I don't know. Storytelling's a good one.
People love ancient art.
That's all we're doing right now is we're doing something ancient. We're just telling each other stories about our lives. And like,
we're doing unk pastimes by talking.
All you need is a fire.
I've been getting into podcasts. What is your favorite podcast right now? Do you listen to them?
Diary of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO. Really? Is it like that sounds like an audiobook.
It's this like British dude who just invites people that write books and like he'll read the book and just like ask them questions. And one of my favorite things that he does, but I don't want to like take it from it, is like he'll have the guest be like, leave a question for the next guest, and then he'll read the question to the next guest, and it's like a continuing thing. But what I like is that he talks to people that are passionate about very distinct things. One of the ones that I really like is this like he gets on a lot of brain scientists, and I love the human brain. Like that's one of my weird like little things that I'm like into. Like, I don't know if you ever watched my YouTube stuff, but I used to do like, I did a video on like binaural waves, and like that leads into rhythms. And it's like one of the things about dance music is when you listen to a rhythm, your brain and heart sync to it. So that's why like when you listen to disco music, your heart will start beating to the rhythm of it, and it'll cause you to actually like want to move.
Your body, that's your body is listening to the music. Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Your body wants to listen with you, with your ears.
So yeah, I'm all about that.
That's interesting.
I'm just into the science of that. And I'm also like, as I'm aging, I love people more. Like that's one of the things that I've like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be famous. Like I was like, I want to be the next Lady Gaga. I wanted to be huge. Like actually, could you guess who my first musical influence is based off of just like what my music sounds like?
Well, I think of your music as very housey. I think of it as very That's a great question.
Well, the answer is Nirvana.
Nirvana.
I started with guitar. I would play the music, but like one of the things that Nirvana did intuitively that like is just pop is quiet, loud, quiet, loud. And that's what they were good at. The verses are like, and then the choruses are, and that's all pop music is quiet, loud, over and over.
It's dynamism. It's tension and release.
Yeah. And I be releasing. Well, I'm trying to release more. I fucking my SoundCloud I uploaded to SoundCloud the first time in like 7 years the other day, and then someone was like, "Where the hell have you been?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
I've been here." Oh my gosh! So somebody was like, "I wish he was on." Somebody was like, "I wish Discoholic was on SoundCloud." You ever use a search bar, buddy? What's happening?
They never just looked it up.
I don't know. Maybe Spotify, maybe SoundCloud nowadays has like a fucking For You feed.
I love SoundCloud. I've been dipping into SoundCloud. Like all my remixes I DJ, SoundCloud. Like it's the best place for bootlegs.
I used to listen to it more often in high school, but now I'm sorry to say I'm a Spotify chud.
Yeah.
It's too convenient. I am on a family plan.
I would say go into SoundCloud, like any remix. Like, I'm obsessed with this DJ right now called Party Pupils. Have you listened to Party Pupils?
Yeah.
All his stuff is like yacht rock house, and I'm like, this is the new meta. I want to get into this.
Wasn't he an Electronica?
I don't know.
That is a name I do recognize.
All Electronicons for me have been a blur. Like it's funny because I've been actually talking to people about their Electronicon like stories, and it's interesting to see how like that was actually the first time I met you in real life, but didn't know who you were. You're wearing the Eminem shirt.
I was wearing not the rapper Eminem. I was wearing Dr. Phil
as a green Eminem.
I remember seeing you host the Electronicon. I was like,
I was so nervous about that, and then like I didn't want to do it. Like one of the things is like because I didn't really know, like I wasn't deep into the 100% lore. So I had my friend I'm Chris help me out because he was letting me stay at his apartment. And then I remember they gave me like $800 to do it. And so
Wow.
I felt like it wasn't fair to give like just take all the money. So I gave Chris half of the money, and he like
nice.
cried.
Wow.
He was like, I've never been paid this much for art before. And I was like, Chris, just take it.
you just Mr. Beasted his ass, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was a sentimental moment. But he was also there for me when I opened up for Young Bay in New York, and I got booed, and everyone hated me.
Shout out to Hi, I'm Chris. I was thinking about Depression Nap when you were thinking about you writing songs about sleeping. I was like,
I told you all I do is write songs about taking naps or like being in bed.
That's a good one. Hi, I'm Chris. Listen to his new album, The Letdown.
We're working on this is like one of our things, but we're working on an album about fireworks right now.
Guess who knew about that based on that podcast episode?
Who?
You guys, I'm happy.
You should work with him. He's great. He like if you send him a beat, he'll send you like a full stack of vocals like right away.
And guess, dear viewer, if you are watching this channel, guess who made the jingle?
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris.
He's just good at doing stacked layers. He has like a traditional kind of like, there's like an old timiness to his voice.
Bro's a barbershop quartet, but like one guy.
Exactly.
I do. That is one of my favorite qualities about Hi, I'm Chris. Definitely.
Have you seen his share slop?
His what?
Okay, so did I tell you I was taking notes on like the algorithm and stuff? So we were going over the notes together. He started coming up with just memeable songs where he takes like, topics that are very internet and then covers a song over it. So his biggest one right now is about how his favorite Pokemon is Regigigas, but set to the Beach Boys theme song, and it got like 500,000 likes.
That's how you get started. Doing stuff that might seem derivative, like remixes or doing fan art or doing stuff that isn't. Yeah, me too. I started making video game music in the style of like Sonic and like using Super Nintendo sound fonts and shit like that. And
I was using some today because I'm working on a game with this guy named Rough Patch, and it's like very Undertale-esque, but like he has me just making like little like menu music and stuff.
Ooh, cool. Toby Fox, man. I used to recognize that name from the Homestuck days, but people know him for creating Undertale.
Isn't that crazy? Homestuck and Undertale were made in like the same house.
Yeah, under Andrew Hussey's house.
That's like, that has to be something. There's like a vortex there. There's no way like...
Dude, some person who works at MagFest, who is wonderful, that we see, I think pretty much like most years now, every time we drop off merch to sell at MagFest, we see them there. And one time they were going through my merch, and I was selling Doc Scratch from Homestuck on sticker sheets. And they're like, "Oh, I recognize this. Your dress is Doc Scratch from Homestuck." And they were talking about how Andrew Hussey, they were eating at Andrew Hussey's house for dinner, and apparently Andrew Hussey makes a good spaghetti. So
that's amazing.
Do what you will with that information.
Oh, I will. And with that information, Discoholic, I think we should end our podcast here.
Frank, it has been, I think this is probably my favorite interview.
Awesome.
You are the difference. You make this a lot of fun.
Well, because like it's just hanging out. Like that's like the whole point. Like I don't know, just like hanging out with you.
That's the chemistry. It's there.
Yeah,
we can talk about our stories together. It's beautiful.
Until next time, hopefully we have some new stories together next time. I do want to at least see you maybe this year or next.
Let's continue making stories together, uncut. Yep. Let's do it.
Let's go. Yippee! Oh, do you have anything else you want to
say? Stream Sparkle On.
Sparkle on, Discoholic.
Hold up. Stay groovy.